Hello, are you ready to lose your mind over some kingdom farts? Got 'em. Yeah, so my background activity today is I'm going to be purifying Pokemon in a Pokemon Coliseum poison version. Just like on repeat. Oh, okay, okay, that's fair. Yeah, I should pull up the trailer. Yeah. Uh-huh. Oh, gonna be honest, if those trailers were for like a Game Boy Advance game as opposed to like a mobile like phone game, I'd have been hyped for it. Mhm. Yeah, you want my personal opinion on that game? It's probably gonna be somewhere between like fine to pretty good. But it's gonna have a bunch of like free to play mobile BS that will ruin your life. I actually do agree with you on that. I know like somewhere between nothing to a little bit. Yes, yes, okay, yeah, because that's where the whole Keyblade graveyard and all the keys and all that come from. Yeah, so I do know that. Kingdom Hearts 4. This isn't your daddy's Kingdom Hearts. Opinions aside. Where he did not want to make it. Mhm. Nope. God, that's like a God, that's like some BBC Sherlock level stuff. It's like kind of fair, but at the same time, like really mean. Yeah. Okay, okay. Yeah, to be honest, I don't think that means a thing. I've heard that everyone's like Star. I mean, I could see it. I'm not like sold on it. I'm not even sure I necessarily want Star Wars in it. Like, I don't not want it in it, but like, yes, I can. Let's see. Your audio seems the same on my end as it was before.
Hello. Okay, that's fucking weird. My mic wasn't fucking gathered the whole time. It's only like 5 minutes. Who cares? We were just talking about random shit. So yeah, this I believe it's Endor. Um, I'm excited to watch. I'm glad my mic came back, so I can say that I'm excited to watch two of my favorite series from my childhood get bastardized before my eyes in one series. So I mean, it's already happened to both of them. So separately, so just combine them into one and do it. Yeah. Anyway, if you're wondering what I
That
said,
being said, though, the scene itself, really pretty.
it looks good.
Like,
Yeah.
really like it. Yeah.
Uh, the no, the scene itself looks really good. Um, and it's made in Unreal Engine 4, which is what Kingdom Hearts 3 was made in. But they're porting it over to Unreal Engine 5, which just released. If you don't know anything about Unreal Engine 5, it looks really, really hot. Shit looks
Okay.
really hot. Unreal Engine 5 looks fantastic. So they're porting it over to Unreal Engine 5 because Unreal Engine 5 can natively take in almost any Unreal Engine 4 project, like pretty passively. So
Okay.
they're just like, yeah, we're just porting everything over to Unreal Engine 5 and working in there from now on. So I'm excited because it's going to look even better. So what else was I going to say? Yeah, my mic was not there for 5 minutes, so the recording on my end, I just wanted to say, I don't know why. There's nothing really important for me to say. Is that the only important thing that I really talked about was the fact that there's a new arc, and that's because Nomura wants to differentiate from what the previous arc of Kingdom Hearts was, basically, which is because he's actually excited to make this. But anyway, moving on. So Endor is probably what it is. And interesting thing, if that's probably what it is, it's probably going to be the original Star Wars movies as well, because the new one and the old ones, or the new ones and the prequels, don't go to Endor. It's only the original trilogy that are there on Endor. So, interestingly, it's probably just going to be the original trilogy of Star Wars movies.
That is an interesting thing to note.
Which is the only good trilogy of Star Wars movies.
I was really hoping for Jar Jar.
It's literally the original trilogy is the only good one. And that is not a joke. That is not like a haha funny. But
Oh no, I agree.
it's
As someone who enjoys the prequels, they're
as
not
someone
good.
who enjoys the prequels, they're fucking dog shit. As someone who enjoys the prequels, episode 1 is literally unwatchable. Episode 2 has a couple of good scenes, and episode 3 has like half of it's good. Is what I'd say about the prequels.
Yeah, it's like for me, it's like episode 1 is supremely interesting to think about.
Episode 1's so fucking boring. it's
Supremely interesting to think about.
might be the most boring
Episode
movie of
2,
all time.
such a good concept. Like Obi-Wan, like a mystery sleuth time.
Mm-hmm.
Such a good idea.
Yeah. No, I think it's good. Here's the thing about George Lucas. He has great ideas, wonderful ideas. His execution of them might be not the best. I've compared George Lucas and Nomura in the past as well. They're both very good ideas, man. But sometimes their execution isn't always there.
They do best when they have like a dozen people telling them no.
Yeah. But
I honestly think a lot of people are like that, though.
when it comes to the sequels, I think 7 was a good setup movie for something that never happened. So in retrospect, 7's kind of shit. 8 was the only interesting one because it actually had characters doing interesting things, even if they were counter to whatever they did in 7 and 9. And then 9 just shit on everything and is a garbage movie. And I think anybody agrees with that. 9 is so fucking trash.
Actually, one of my greatest crowning achievements, I never even bothered watching 9.
9 is so fucking garbage. Don't even bother, bro. Like, I'm playing the new Lego Star Wars, and I'm playing through, like, the series and stuff, and I'm like, I don't even want to play 9, dude. It's such a fucking depressing movie to think about.
Try to bring this back to me later, but I need Lego game recommendations.
The new Lego Star Wars is very good.
Okay.
Very good. I've only played it a little bit, though, but it's very good, from my opinion. So moving on, we're supposed to be talking about Kingdom Hearts here. What the hell?
Well, I mean, there's probably a Star Wars.
There's probably a Star Wars universe in Kingdom Hearts now, which is something that people have speculated for since Star Wars has been bought by Disney. So I mean,
yeah, everyone's been like really big on like the either Star Wars or Marvel in there.
Yeah, and an interesting thing I want to note about, speaking of Disney. So here's the thing when it comes to Kingdom Hearts, people consider Kingdom Hearts so separate from Disney, and this is kind of turned into like a generic talk about like Kingdom Hearts stream, kind of, not just Kingdom Hearts 4, but people consider Disney to not really push with Kingdom Hearts, and like if you go to a park, you're not going to see like a Sora keychain or anything like that. Like, you're not going to see like Kingdom Hearts stuff being sold there. However, recently, what the hell's happening over by you?
Oh, I forgot to lock the door open.
I thought someone came into your room and talking about like breaking their foot. I was like, what the hell?
Yeah, sorry, I forgot I had the door open.
But
I didn't realize I would pick up on the mic.
But so anyway, recently, some Disney properties have started referencing Kingdom Hearts. I don't know, one of them specifically I know is the Proud Family remake had like a reference to Kingdom Hearts in it and stuff. So like some Disney stuff is referencing it and like straight up like showing Sora and stuff in their properties. And, you know, recently after Sora became like this most popular thing in the Smash poll and all that stuff, people are starting to think that Disney might be recognizing this is a very popular series, and they might be putting some backing into it now, and they might be interested in actually like doing some stuff with it, which is an interesting thing, because maybe we could get some stuff that we didn't get before. We could get some Disney actually like embracing Kingdom Hearts a little bit. Besides
That's actually really interesting to think.
Yeah, besides just over in like Japan, because I know Japan they had like a Sora character costume in one of their Disney parks at one point, but it'd be interesting to see if it was in America and that kind of stuff. But it would be interesting if they embraced it a little bit. I would be very interested to see that. I'm not saying like Kingdom Hearts ride coming out soon in Disneyland or Disney World, whatever, but
like I could see them doing like a Disney Plus animated series.
Yeah, or like, you know, even like the parks, they start selling like Kingdom Hearts merchandise. It's like you could, which is like you probably say like cynical, like, oh, selling merchandise. Haha, I'm so excited for them to do that. But it's not the fact that they're selling the merchandise, it's the fact that they're embracing Kingdom Hearts finally. That they're like, okay, we're finally realizing that it's something that people like, so we're going to push
That
it out a little bit more.
would be really cool, especially with and especially funny if you consider one of the things that I've kind of heard going around about this new trailer is that people are expecting that this is going to be a Kingdom Hearts game that or that does not tie into the Disney properties as much.
Hmm.
Like the traditional Disney properties.
Okay. Yeah, because there's definitely some interesting. I mean, not every traditional Disney property has been like in the series. Like we have Pirates as one of the big staples.
Yeah.
Pirates, it started as a Disney ride and then became like a movie series. But I wouldn't say like people really associate the Pirates thing specifically with Disney,
Mm-hmm.
as opposed to like the princess movies or like other animated movies. So it's like there's and then there's like Nightmare Before Christmas. That's people aren't like, oh, that's a Disney movie. Like there are some things that we've had in the past that aren't necessarily like big Disney moments, but I would be excited to see like no like Frozen or that kind of thing like inserted into the game. We'll see.
Yeah.
Because you can tell like in Kingdom Hearts 3 that Frozen was just there because it's Frozen.
Mm-hmm.
And everybody hated it and it was the worst world in the whole fucking game and everything about it was trash.
100%.
Except for the boss fight, which was one of the only cool boss fights in the whole game. But we'll talk about that when we get to Kingdom Hearts 3. But anyway,
Hot take. One day we'll get Kingdom Hearts 3. Unfortunately.
we went on a tangent for a while. I just wanted to talk about the growing presence that I've seen for Kingdom Hearts in Disney media, which is interesting to me.
Cool. Question in the chat: do you think we'll have Star Wars and Smash?
Probably not. Because Smash, Nomura has said in the past that Smash is, about characters who start. It's about video gaming history. It's about characters who have their roots in gaming and start out in gaming. That's why he said, like, basically Goku will never get in because Goku wasn't a gaming. Like, he has games, he has popular games, but he wasn't. He didn't start as, like, this gaming icon. He started as this manga and anime icon that, kind of branched out from there. So Nomura is not the leader anymore, so that could be different, but we'll see.
Also, I know you said Nomura. I think you meant Sakurai.
Sakurai. I'm getting a bit confused.
Call you out in a ha-ha way.
Yes, Sakurai. Hello, EPUB. Yes, we're talking about Kingdom Hearts. Okay, so anyway, moving on. Jesus.
So we got that little Star Wars scene, which just looks so beautiful, especially the mushrooms.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, no, I think the Star Wars scene looks great, and the fact that they're one of the cool things about Unreal Engine 5 is it has like this the first time they've ever done like real dynamic lighting that really works in the past. Because in the past, what we've had is we had like fake light bouncing off of objects essentially, so like you could simulate it, but now we have genuine simulations for light bouncing off of objects. So if like you were to close a curtain in a room, it would dynamically light the whole room instead of just being like specific to like the rays that are bouncing from the window straight onto the floor. Like those are the lights. It now dynamically light the whole room depending on how much light's coming in and that kind of thing. It's very neat. I'm very intrigued, and it allows assets that because there's another big thing previously. Welcome to the Unreal Engine 5 chat apparently that we're having, but previously in game engines, when you went back and you went far away from an object, it deloaded into a smaller object that had less polygons. You can see it when you're playing like even Mario 64. When you go far away from Mario, he turns into a smaller polygon model of Mario. And that meant that you had to create a full poly model of the object, and then you had to create a bunch of smaller poly models depending on how far out they went and how many you wanted to have, like for level of detail and stuff like that. So you had to have a bunch of models for one thing, essentially. How this Unreal Engine 5 is making it has dynamic polygon like demodeling, essentially. So the farther you get away, it dynamically will, reduce the polygons in a model. So you don't have to do that. So now we can use stuff from like movies. Like movies have these great like models for things that they use that we couldn't use before in games because you had to have like 70 models for them if you wanted to have them be models. So now you could use those models actually, so you can have these fantastic looking models from movies and stuff like that into a game now without you having to spend hours and hours working on it.
That is very interesting.
So yeah, it's very cool. Very intrigued on Unreal Engine 5 stuff. I know I'm gushing about Unreal Engine 5, but I just think it's very cool.
Yeah, I'm not someone who really keeps up with the modern game development type of stuff, so that is very interesting for me to hear.
Yeah, no, I'm very excited for Unreal Engine 5. I'm glad to see where it goes. And hey, here's the cool thing. Unreal Engine 5 is free. Don't tell anyone. Epic Games releases all their Unreal Engines for free. Same with this one. You can still buy a license for it, and that just means that you don't have to have Epic Games licensing for whatever you release, basically. So,
okay,
it's pretty cool. I people say a lot of shit about Epic Games, but Epic Games has always had the player in mind at least a little bit, or not the player, but the creator in mind at least a little bit when it comes to this kind of thing. They're very consciously like the little guy is what makes the things that grow big. I mean, the Epic Games got popular off of Unreal Engine and all that stuff, which was just like a little thing that a couple guys in their garage worked on, I'm sure. But so it's like they know when it comes to that kind of thing. Say what you want about their storefront, but when it comes to their engine making, they are definitely know what's up.
I have nothing to say because I never even looked at the Epic storefront.
Anyway, moving on, we get back to the chessboard.
That's right.
The chessboard.
The crazy chessboard, there's a model of it for like $500, I think, you can buy off of Square Enix's website.
It's so dumb. But there's a chessboard that has Sora's piece on it, and it says, "The choice is yours, what's more?"
I do like that the aesthetic of that chessboard is sticking around. Mm-hmm. I really enjoyed that aesthetic component of the last game, like with the chessboard and a lot of the like old school Ericus and Xehanort stuff. So like that aesthetic, I really enjoy. So I'm glad that they're keeping that forward at least with the storytelling.
Well, yes, and here, as we can see, if we continue on a little bit, this aesthetic has branched even into someone that previously may not have had the new aesthetic. There's a pretty boy here sitting on the couch. Who's that?
God, he is so ugly.
So it's Sora in a Final Fantasy 15 style, which is interesting.
Final Fantasy versus 13.
Versus 13, 15. It's the same. It's the same style. But he's in this style, and it's something rather interesting that they've decided to completely change the art style for him. And specifically, I'm sure the reason is because we've entered into the Final Fantasy 13 versus world. So, yeah. Which is what Chondrotum is supposed to be, which is supposed to be... Did I explain to you what happened in Melody of Memory?
You did explain to me what happened in Melody of Memory.
How there's fictional worlds now is a new thing that we're introducing.
Yeah.
And that's what Quadratum is. It's a fictional world. It's not real. Or whatever. Mm-hmm. Which is just... come on. So, there's something I want to talk about real quick, and it's welcome to the tangent stream. We're apparently having a tangent podcast about tangents. But there's something I really want to...
No content, only context.
There's something I want to talk about real quick, and it'll probably take me like 15 minutes, but it's the thought of a soft and hard magic system, which is something that I've learned about recently, and is something interesting when it comes to Kingdom Hearts. So soft and hard magic system is the two kind of definitions for magic systems in a setting. And I'll explain it here real quick. And I learned this because I was actually reading stuff about Hunter x Hunter. The way Hunter x Hunter does its magic system is a hard magic system where it has these clearly defined rules, and it has the characters not really able to meld the rules very much. They can in extraneous circumstances, but they have these clearly defined rules that you're supposed to follow. Everybody in the world follows them. They have these 5 different branches of Nen and all that stuff, and that's your kind of thing.
Hunter x Hunter is actually very interesting case study because it actually starts out as a soft magic system and changes
Yeah,
partway through as
and
the
the,
first arc is over.
and the comparison was between like that and like something like Dragon Ball, where you have this like kind of power system, power levels and all that stuff, and people can die and just come back and whatever. And it's like the system in Dragon Ball is in service to the characters and their story. It can bend however it needs to be to service the story of the characters. It doesn't need to be, broken into rules and that kind of thing. So that's kind of what Kingdom Hearts is. It's a soft magic system where it's like the rules of the world will bend to match whatever the story the characters are going to be told into. So I wanted to get that out of the way because I want to hear your opinions. What do you think of soft versus a hard magic
Oh
system,
yeah.
kind of?
So this is soft versus hard magic is one of my like favorite sort of analysis points to go into with a series because it's one of those like there's no real one size like there's no such thing as a truly hard or soft magic story, so to speak. They have
Mm-hmm.
different flavors, different levels.
Mm-hmm.
And Kingdom Hearts is actually very interesting to talk about that because a lot of the world building is obviously very soft magic, like the thing that happens because it happens. But there are also a lot of hard magic elements to it. Because like one thing is that the mechanics of how Heartless and Nobodies are created and interact with the world is something that for certain games are very important.
Yeah, it's very that part of the story is very important to understanding why things work the way they do.
Mhm.
So it's kind of an interesting thing. But then I think the series as a whole is this kind of soft magic thing because now we have fantasy worlds that don't exist or nonfiction worlds. It's like
Like you could make it like you could make an argument that like the first game was 100% soft magic. What happened happened because it happened. And then the second game sort of did a thing that a lot of series do, where as they continue, they go into a harder magic sort of stance, where they start to explain themselves and bring up like interesting conundrums and things to do with like the mechanics of what happened before. And then you could argue it went back into soft magic with Birth by Sleep, where it wasn't necessarily like there were no rules or explanations, but like everything that happened was so far over the heads of our main characters that it was essentially a soft magic system.
mm-hmm.
And then Kingdom Hearts 3 was just completely unable to balance what they wanted to do.
Yeah. Interesting to note, since we talked about it earlier as well, Star Wars is a soft magic system. Until you get into the midichlorian stock, then they try to pivot it to hard magic, but nobody gives a fuck about midichlorians. But yes, Star Wars soft magic system because literally the Force was used as a tool to have like Luke get out of stuff in the original trilogy and stuff. So there was no definition for Force powers or anything like that. They were just like, "Hey, Luke has to get out of this pit. He jumps really high. He's Force jump." So
So, also worth noting, very important thing to remember when discussing hard versus soft magic is that do not let your theory crafting ways get in the best of you. Hard versus soft magic is a topic for writing, not
mm-hmm.
for fan theories.
Yeah,
So
no,
even the softest of soft magic systems will seem hard once you get into like game theory, Super Carlin Brothers, like let's pick this apart form. So don't get that confused when you're talking about writing,
yeah.
just for people watching.
So it's just something interesting that I thought about in relation to Kingdom Hearts because I've only recently learned about this soft magic versus hard magic thing. Like I said, I was reading stuff about Hunter x Hunter's power system, and then it was like, oh, soft magic versus hard magic. I was like, what's this? I was like, oh, that's interesting. So, yeah.
Yeah, I think definitely a good tangent to go off on because I love talking about that kind of stuff.
Yeah. So Kingdom Hearts, by and large, this soft magic system where everything's in service to the player has hard magic elements, like the Keyblade Master kind of thing, but also like that can be bent because Sora could still use the power of waking even though he wasn't a master. So it's like it's more soft than hard, and that's what that's Me when something I don't know. I couldn't come up with a joke on the spot there.
More soft than hard. Me when I see Quadratum Sora.
Anyway,
I am the mother lover.
moving on. So Sora wakes up in the Quadratum room. He opens the door, and who's this standing here? Do you know who this is?
I do not. Is that like an important character I should know from other stuff?
This is a character from the mobile game. This is Strelitzia. She gets fucking murdered by Ventus.
Okay, I remember hearing something about that.
Ventus fucking kills her. And one of the plot twists of the mobile game, basically, like early on, so there's like the foretellers are those weird people in masks that are like, oh, here's my power, you know, and like here's what I have to do and all that stuff, and they're the direct like disciples of the Master of Masters, the foretellers.
Yeah.
Lushu is one of them, and Abed, and all those other fucking losers with masks on. So they're the foretellers. When the foretellers were like started learning their roles and stuff and like what they were supposed to do leading up to the Keyblade War, they were told Ava, one of the foretellers, was told, you need to prepare the next like generation of leaders, essentially, and they're going to be the Dandelions, and they're gonna have 5 leaders, and you're gonna know your leader if you have like one of these special things, and only those 5 people are allowed to be leaders, and they have to have the special thing to be a leader. Cool. So she handed them out to 5 people. I don't know if it was at random. I don't remember exactly if it was at random, but a couple of people ended up getting them. We saw one of them earlier in the mobile game trailer. Earlier in this thing, we see it's a dude with a hat on that's Strayed. He's one of the guys from the mobile games. And one of them's Marluxia's original form. One of them is Ventus, but Ventus didn't originally have it because he killed Strelitzia to get her book or whatever so he could be one.
Oh, dang.
So he literally kills Strelitzia because she originally had one. And it's revealed through twists and turns that he killed her because originally we don't know who killed her. We don't know who's the fake. It's revealed that it's him, and he was being controlled by some darkness or whatever. And we weren't sure if he's controlled by it or if he was being like manipulated or what. But there's some kind of darkness that's dealing with Ventus there and made him kill Strelitzia. And so that's who this is. This is Strelitzia. She's fucking dead. So I mean, if she's here, and she'll say a line a little bit later, meaning that, you know, there's something going on here. Something's not right. So we're gonna continue on. You've been asleep for a week, and Sora's looking out here and she's amazed. She's like, "This is Quadratum," and she says, "It's a world full of life, but for you and I, it's similar to an afterworld, I suppose." So the interesting thing here is she's definitely fucking dead. So what is Sora? What is Sora? Who knows? The implication here is that Sora might have died. Not the first time it's happened.
Nope.
So it's
all about the implication.
It's all about the implication. So yeah, so I was very interested when I saw Strelitzia here. I'm not a big mobile game fan, but I do think her part of the story is kind of interesting, and the fact that she was just kind of fucking destroyed, and the fact that she showed up here.
She's cute.
Yeah, she's cute.
She doesn't look like she does not belong in this world.
Mm-hmm. So yeah, that's your kind of like little hint for this is that's someone from the mobile game who's literally dead. They got killed. Mm-hmm. So.
And did you know that the outfit that Sora wearing, I'm pretty sure, isn't it supposed to be like the one that they actually made for that like fancy clothes version of Sora's clothes? That was like an actual outfit you could buy for obscene amounts of money.
I mean, it looks like his outfit from 3. So I mean. I mean, I'm sure there was an outfit that you could have bought for online that they sold for like thousands of dollars.
It was like an official thing. It was like a crossover with some brand.
Oh yeah, probably. I'm sure all their outfits are on sale. You know, you could get a Cory outfit, whatever. Just give me Kingdom Hearts 2 Rox's outfit, and maybe I'll think about it.
Honestly, same.
That outfit's hot. So moving on with the trailer, we see a little popular character in Kingdom Hearts, but he looks a bit different. A reoccurring kind of character.
Mm-hmm.
What are
It
these? Are these called dark sides?
dark. Yeah,
Yeah,
dark
dark
side.
sides.
They're the one with the big holes in them.
I always get confused because I think about the DC villain Dark Side, and I'm like, that's not their name. I'm just confusing them, but that
Oh yeah,
actually
yeah.
is.
Is it dark side or dark seed?
Yeah, Dark Seed or whatever.
Dark Side.
Dark Side. So yeah,
I do like this incarnation of the dark side.
yeah. It's a recurring Heartless that we see in almost every game, and it's good to see him here again. And he looks a little different, a little more menacing.
Mm-hmm.
And I like it. I like it.
Got wings, horns.
Everything's morphing to this art style, not just Sora. So it's interesting.
Yeah, yeah, and we see emblematic in him is the gradual change in the Kingdom Hearts from emo aesthetic to hardcore aesthetic.
Well, it's interesting to say. Is this due to? I don't think they're just going to change the whole art style of the game.
Oh yeah, no, definitely not. I think he actually already confirmed in an interview or like made a statement that like Sora looks like this because he's in this world.
Yeah, like is this world morphing literally everything in it to be this? And if that's so, to look like this, and if that's so, does every imaginary world do this? Does it make it like? Does it make everything look like what it would look like in this world? Essentially, that's the question to ask here as we see what's going on.
Yeah, and and you have a couple of layers to that because on the one hand there's the obvious like does this mean that we will get more like heartless variability as you go from world to world?
Mm-hmm.
Because one thing that can be kind of disappointing sometimes is that like rather than like you get like a couple of unique enemies, but the heartless are kind of the same from world to world for the most part. So like from a gameplay and sort of overall aesthetic design, it would be really cool to have more variety in the heartless, like even the regular heartless changing dramatically from world to world.
Right, and they had a little bit of this in Kingdom Hearts 2, and this is something I want to mention real quick. Could we maybe see that, like, maybe, possibly, the thing I'm throwing out, do you think Tron World could be an imaginary world, like, retroactively? They could make it so that Tron World's an imaginary world, because literally everything in the Tron World changes to morph to look like it's in Tron World. You know, all the Heartless that are in there, like, get, like, computerized bodies and mechanized bodies. Sora, Donald, and Goofy all transform into that kind of form. So it's like everything is in there, not just Sora, Donald, and Goofy to look different, but like literally everything there changes. So it's like, will that retroactively become an imaginary world or whatever?
Oh yeah, and have like the world of Data be like the first glimpse we got of imaginary worlds.
Because it's not the first time that they retroactively changed something from the past of the series.
Yeah.
So it's not like this is unseen before.
Mm-hmm.
It's like maybe.
Maybe.
But moving on. So Darkseid's throwing around cars and people are filming it on their phone. Nomura has a bone to pick with millennials or something. I don't know, or Gen Zers. Filming everything on your phone, you crazy kids.
How dare you?
Sora runs towards and he summons the Kingdom Key, so he still has that power. It's good to see. And he's doing parkour, funny parkour, and his key turns into a grappling hook, which is interesting. Because before he had in Kingdom Hearts 3, he had like the jump thing where he could just jump.
Yeah,
you could just jump, which is taken straight out of Final Fantasy 13 versus /15.
Mm-hmm.
But now it's a grappling hook, which is weird. Could he not just jump? It's a little strange. I'm a little confused about what the implication here is.
Yeah, I'm surprised he didn't like throw his sword and then teleport to it.
Yeah, that's what I expected. Would have said it turned into a grappling hook. It was a little strange. Maybe it's nothing, but knowing Nomura, it's probably something major.
Yeah, I mean, it looks cool.
It looks cool. But
also, a little weird to have him use like a completely new power like that.
Yeah.
After he just woke up from being asleep for a week.
Yeah. Strange.
We
Maybe
also
it's
don't know.
it might just be a form of like the jump power because he shoots it out of the back of the keyblade, like a little chain back out of the back of the keyblade, and like grapples to it. So I don't know.
Yeah, and we also don't know for sure that that this is immediate. Like this is the first thing we see. Like he might have gotten knocked out for a week for some other reason.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, we don't know if Sora
Yeah,
immediately
we don't
wakes
need
up and
to
does this shit.
assume that this is the very first part of the
Yes.
game.
Yeah. But something interesting. So I'm at the part where he slides down the building. He slides down the hallway, and then at the end, the Darkseid throws his fist, and Sora repels it. What did that look like to you?
That reminded me of the what was it? The Power Awakening when he summons that whole thing below him.
Okay. I mean, it does have like the effect. It also has the effect of like shot locks, kinda. What it reminded me of, if I may be so bold as to presume, what it reminded me of, the whole skating down the building and then leading into the punch and doing a kind of reflect back of the punch, reminded me of a reaction command from Kingdom Hearts 2. That whole
Oh,
sequence. And it has the ring around right before he does the hit back and all that stuff. I'm looking at this with a very wide eye, saying, is that reaction commands? Are they being brought back?
reaction commands are very good.
Despite what people say, I think reaction commands are some of the coolest stuff in Kingdom Hearts 2, and it's what makes a lot of the fights like look fantastic and fun to play.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, so that's, I mean, to me that looks like a reaction command. He slides down the building, he swaps between the floors, and then the circle comes, and right as it forms, he hits the button and he smacks back the fist as it comes in. So to me, that looks like a reaction command.
Okay.
I don't know about anyone else. I haven't seen anybody talk about it yet. I don't know. Some probably Kingdom Hearts creators are probably like, oh, reaction commands. I don't know, but I haven't seen anybody talk about it. To me, that's what it looks like. That
if it was a reaction command, that would be a triangle. Thank you very much.
To me, it's just what it looked like. I don't know.
Something entirely new.
I'm sure. I mean, they could have cleaned up reaction commands. Is all I can say.
These are waking reactions.
They could have had it that triangle just doesn't appear on the screen anymore. You know.
Yeah, these are waking reactions. Are an entirely new thing, wholly separate from reaction commands.
Uh-huh. But then after he does the reaction command, and yet again, it looks like it goes right into it. Yeah, because he reacts with a drill, and then it swaps into a drill and does like a big hit. But notice it doesn't. It's not like Kingdom Hearts 3 where he like stays in that drill form or whatever. It just immediately does the big drill hit back at him. So that's why I think it's a reaction command. Why I think it's like might be, and then it staggers the dark side, and then it cuts to a different shot, so we don't know what actually happens afterwards. But it at least staggers the dark side. It looks like it, so I do think it's a reaction command. That's what I think it is. I'm very convinced. It might be a crackpot theory. We might load up into the game and it's just nothing, but to me, that's what it looks like. Maybe you need to charge it beforehand or something. I don't know, but it looked like we went through the building. He came out and there was a little timer thing, and right as it hit the center, he hit the triangle button and it reflected his punch back and then did all that stuff. That's what it looked like to me.
That's what it looks like to me too. I honestly didn't put it together with reaction commands coming back, but I do like that idea. I know that for me, one thing about like comparing the combat of 2 and 3 in particular is that you could do a lot of cool stuff in 3, but none of it really felt that impactful, I guess you would say.
There was no like cinematic aspect to the combat in Kingdom Hearts 3, I guess you could say.
Yeah.
Like the most was like when you did finishing moves, or like when you got the like different Disney rides, which those were fucking stupid, and the finishing moves like
Yeah.
But like there was no.
A lot of the stuff you could do was cool, but like you never like really got to like perform with the same sense of fervor, I guess. Like nothing really reached the same heights as with the reaction commands.
Yeah, and reaction commands. They're the thing about Kingdom Hearts 2 reaction commands. A lot of people complain about them, like, oh, it's just easy, like press triangle and mash square to win. Very much not true at all. at least on, harder difficulties and stuff, the reaction commands, you kind of have to know what they are going in. If you just press the
Mhm.
triangle button and you don't really know what it is, a lot of the time you're just going to do nothing because the reaction command requires you to do more in the follow-up. Like, I'm thinking
Mhm.
like the swinging hook bats, if you reaction command with them, like, and you just press the triangle button, like, you're not going to know what the fuck you're doing. Same thing with like the grabbing the lancers and stuff like that, and it's the same thing with the bosses. And
Mhm.
if you only hit the first part of the reaction command in like the beasts fight, for instance, where you drop the chandelier, you just drop it and then you don't go into the swing around because you don't know to follow up with it and that kind of thing. And
Yeah.
a lot of the reaction commands aren't just like press triangle and you instant win, and there's also a lot of hidden reaction commands that people don't know about, like in the MCP versus Sark fight. There's a reaction command you can jump off a wall and completely obliterate Sark that I guarantee you like 5% of the population that's played that game knows about. So it's
Mhm.
like the reaction commands are very cool. They're a very cool system that aren't just inserted at the game at random. They're very purposeful. They're very meticulous. The reaction commands that exist. Like Zigbar, for instance, where it's like you have to dodge his first 2 shots and then parry his third one with the reaction command. That's how it works. It's like that's reaction commands allowed for a lot of cinematic stuff in fights that were not seen anywhere in Kingdom Hearts 3.
Yeah. And it's such like an effective way like uh of like implementing like unique mechanics between boss fights
Mm-hmm.
by like basically giving you a button that is like for like using this unique mechanic or like changing the game.
Mm-hmm.
And it's like you can really feel the missing of that in Kingdom Hearts 3 because a lot of the fights feel a lot more similar to each other in
Yeah.
3.
So a lot of the fights feel like use your keyblade, or use your other keyblade and use its power, to dash around and fire out a million magic projectiles, or like just hit him in the face a million times.
Mhm.
So that's what a lot of Kingdom Hearts 3 feels like. The main game, at least, the end game boss fights are very good, like the DLC boss fights, but that's kind of removed from the base game of Kingdom Hearts 3.
Yeah.
But am I saying that the DLC boss fights could have been better with reaction commands? Yes, I am. Now, that's not to say that reaction commands are always perfect. There are, speaking of endgame boss fights, Alexias in Kingdom Hearts 2 is fucking bullshit. Because of his reaction command, it's fucking annoying. Like that fight.
Yeah. One thing is that with me never having played the final mixes, there are going to be some boss fights in my replay of 2 that I've never played before.
Yeah. Alexias is fucking stupid because of his reaction command. Trying to think of others that have reaction commands that I'm just like not thinking of. Ienzo has an interesting reaction command thing. I wouldn't say it's bad, but it's like definitely confusing the first couple times you do it.
Mm-hmm.
Of course, Xemnas' reaction command is really cool, and it's something that you have to know about. You can't just mash the triangle button.
Mm-hmm.
Zigbar has the reflect. What? A couple of there's a couple of reaction commands on D-Mix. There's there's the showstopper one, which still to this day confuses me.
Oh yeah.
Like that one I still don't fucking understand. And then there's of course the dance water dance, which is, depends on who you are. Depends on who you are. Yeah, so I mean, a lot of the bosses have reaction commands in that final sphere, and they're mostly well done. I'm not saying reaction commands always hit, but they do always make it feel a lot cooler.
Mm-hmm.
Anyway, moving on. I'm just excited the reaction commands could be back in. So they do a funny thing where they cut a dark side punching Sora, and then they cut to immediately another clip of a dark side lunging at Sora again. Listen, Kingdom Hearts trailers haven't always been the best. Cough, cough, Kingdom Hearts 3, but come on, baby.
Yeah, it's okay, wait, let me watch this moment again, because so punch, drill, step back. Oh yeah, that one.
It's like, what are you doing?
you leave this world behind, do not expect to return
Yeah,
from
so
whence you
this is the
came.
thing where it's like you don't know where you're gonna return to because imaginary worlds are it's our new playground. It's our new soft magic playground. We do whatever we want with them. So if you
Hmm.
leave them, don't expect to enter from where you came. So it's saying like you're gonna go to a random place and we're gonna throw you into a random world, and that's why I'm like, okay, it sounds good. Okay, I'm fine with it. Kingdom Hearts 4.
Hmm.
There you go.
Yeah. We do have to mention the
The end
Donald
credits
and
singer.
Goofy looking sexy as heck.
Well, anyway, what do you think they're doing here?
Oh, like with the multiple worlds thing.
No, I'm
Well,
not
I
talking
have.
about what do you think Donald and Goofy are doing here before we move on.
Oh yeah, yeah. That's what I meant with the multiple worlds, like going between them. One thing that, and this is just me being the type of person I am causing problems,
Mhm.
is with the way you said it and thinking about how they said don't think you're going to be going back to where you are. Do we think that with these fictional worlds we may get a bit more interconnectedness between the different worlds?
That wasn't how I took it. I took it more so. You can enter anytime you like, but you cannot choose how you leave. You know what I mean? Like
Hmm.
Hotel California. You know,
Well,
you
that's what,
can't
yeah.
choose how you're going to leave these places, but you can enter them, and you'll enter them by leaving another place, and you'll get into them. So it's going to be like that's how I felt like it was. Like when you leave one place, you essentially discover a path to the next place. You don't know where it's going to lead you, but you're going to go to the next place.
If you do leave this world behind, don't expect to return to the one from which you came.
So yeah, it's saying you can leave the world, feel free, but you're not going to go where you want to go. You
Yeah,
know. So it's like
yeah.
okay.
So like I hear that, and like so I'm thinking of like you find a way out of this world, right? Whether it be through like a you find a door. Will we have the return of doors and holes?
Hmm, hmm.
Uh,
There's so many different like travel systems between
I know.
planets and Kingdom Hearts. You could use like the passageways, the dark passageways, which you have to have a robe to protect you from, but apparently not in some cases. You can use the doorways that you have the keyblade to open. You could use the gummy ship.
Yeah. You can turn your keyblade into a motorcycle, but that's basically just a prettier version of the dummy ship. Oh, but you do have to have
You have to
armor
have
that
protection.
protects
Yeah, you
you
have to
from
armor for
space.
protection. Yeah, of course.
There's
Similar to
different
the pathways.
protection in the pathways. But so like hearing you talk about it, along with like reading that line again of how don't expect to return to the one from which you came. So like what kind of pops into my head is that like you get out of this world and then you go to another world, but you can't just turn around and go back to the world you came from. You can't just select it from a menu, whether that be like a
Okay.
diegetic menu, like with the Kingdom Hearts 1 and 3 dummy ships,
Hmm.
or more of a like you know just like a pick your poison status screen, like the Kingdom Hearts 2 dummy ship.
Hmm.
But rather it's like you actually go from one world into the next, and then getting back to the world you came from or going to a new world is going to be more you have to find your way out of this one,
Okay.
as opposed to you have to go through this one.
See, from a gameplay standpoint, I don't think they'll ever be like you can't go back to a world that you've been in, unless it's like in Kingdom Hearts 2 where they like took away like Hollow Bastion or whatever for a bit where you couldn't go back to it, that
Oh
kind
yeah,
of thing.
not like you can never go back, but like to go back there would take more effort than just like going back to the dummy ship and then flying back to it.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Interesting. See, I think what it's going to be is it's going to be maybe similar to Kingdom Hearts 2 how they did it, where it's like you travel around the map and then you can't decide where you're going to go, so you're going to go through a pathway and you're going to get to a next Disney World. You don't really know what it is. And then once you're there, you can go back to the previous ones you've been to. That was how I viewed it, but I could also see. I feel like the way you're stating it is less indicative to a game state, though. Like people would complain about it a bunch and be.
That's true. That's true. I'm also admittedly that type of person. A bad one.
But yeah, so what do you think Donald and Goofy are doing here at the end of this stinger scene?
I think that they are looking for Sora, and then they find someone wacky and crazy that they didn't expect to find.
Well, you said they didn't expect to find him. Okay, so they're saying. So Donald says, "I wonder where he is." Goofy says, "I don't know, but I sure hope he can help." And then we see a little blue flame. Who do you think that is?
Well, yeah, I honestly don't know. Like, could be Hades.
that's when you said like people think it's gonna not have to do with Disney World so much. I was like, I don't know. Hades, I think that's
That
Hades.
yeah, that actually didn't occur to me. I mean, I'm sure Japanese people would know because they can just check the voice acting.
Yeah, but I'm like, I'm pretty sure that's Hades, and that's like who the implication is supposed to be, like because he gets blue and then he just like the red flames around them. Hades, the last time we saw him was in Kingdom Hearts 3, of course, where Maleficent and Pete were like, "Hey, where's the box?" And Hades like, "I don't know what the fuck you're talking about." So maybe Hades got interest after that conversation or something. We thwarted
Or
his
maybe,
plans.
yeah, or maybe Donald and Goofy are assuming Sora's dead, so they go to
That
talk to
might be
Hades
true too.
about it.
Yeah, that might be true. But yeah, but here's the thing that I also found interesting is that I'm pretty sure I remember from Kingdom Hearts 3 release that Nomura said that this is the last game that Olympus is going to be in. So, maybe they're not going to Olympus. Maybe they're just like wandering around a specific place, and Hades just shows up there. And that was my thinking of like, well, maybe the Disney stuff has to do more with the story now because Hades is moving around and doing stuff. You know, maybe we'll see Disney villains actually doing stuff now again, like in Kingdom Hearts 1.
Mm-hmm.
So, who knows? Could be interesting though to see them actually reintegrate Disney into like the overall story.
Mm-hmm.
Besides just Pete and Maleficent wandering around the whole game doing literally nothing.
Yeah. God, that was kind of dumb.
I mean, at least in Kingdom Hearts 1 they did stuff. Or Kingdom Hearts 2, I should say. Kingdom Hearts 1, Maleficent definitely did stuff. In Kingdom Hearts 2, Pete and Maleficent actually drove the story forward in a couple places.
Mm-hmm.
Like in the whatever it's called, Timeless
Right after the Battle of a Thousand Heartless.
Battle
Oh, wait,
of Thousand Heartless and Timeless River were driven by them, so it was like they did stuff in that game. Even if people say like Disney has no like driving force or anything in Kingdom Hearts 2, it's like it did. It had some things in Kingdom Hearts 2. And a lot of the themes of the world had to do with the main theme of the game, which kind of like circled around, even if they didn't have anything directly to do. And even then, they still had stuff directly to do because usually the organization was messing around in this world. So it's like, listen, I have a lot to talk about when we get to Kingdom Hearts 2. Okay.
I know. And I have some stuff to talk about.
But
Yeah, I am. Also, thoughts on Goofy's Japanese voice?
it's pretty funny.
I
Goofy,
think it's
some might say.
amazing. Hot. I guess a good voice.
This is the guy that only watches dubs, huh? This guy.
Wait, I don't only watch dubs. I just prefer dubs when available if they're good.
Nah, so you say.
Anyway, it was oh yeah, I heard my roommate was saying that Goofy's Japanese voice was like awful, and I'm like, what?
That's pretty good. But yeah, that's
Yeah, so that's just a small side note. But yeah, that's the trailer.
the trailer. I just wanted to talk about a couple things that I noticed to put them out there, like the reaction command thing.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, so I just wanted to talk about a few things, and I didn't want to wait till we played Kingdom Hearts 1 to talk about them.
Yeah.
Because God knows how long that'll take.
Let's see. Was there anything I want to talk about the trailer that we missed? No, not especially. Like, yeah, no, not especially. I do like that, the Barry Kingdom Hearts summary is the first recommended after I did to the end of this trailer every time. Yeah, I think it's a solid trailer.
I think the trailer was actually pretty good.
Yeah, overall, I think I'd be, I think I'd be excited for Kingdom Hearts 4. I'm not like anti-excited.
Yeah, and that's the last thing I wanted to kind of bring up is the excitement meter. How's your excitement meter feeling? I don't know.
Yeah, I'd put it like on a 1 out of 10. I'd put it like a solid like 6.
Yeah, I'm pretty pleasantly surprised in that it looks good. I think I'm interested in where Nomura is going next. And I said this from the end of Kingdom Hearts 3. I was supremely disappointed by Kingdom Hearts 3, but the thing about Kingdom Hearts 3 that interested me was the fact that Nomura seemed very excited to move on to the next entry. So I said, whatever the next main entry is going to be, I think I will be excited for it, and I think that is true. I'm excited for what he's going to do with this because it seems like he actually wants to make this after being snubbed by Square Enix and all that stuff. And this is kind of his way at telling the story that he wanted to tell. It has, I don't know if you noticed at the beginning, it has rating pending.
Yeah, I did see that.
We'll see if Disney lets them get a little edgy.
I just depends on how edgy. What was Kingdom Hearts 3 rated? Was it T?
I don't think it was T. Could be wrong. I don't think it was T though. Let me see. Kingdom Hearts 3 rating. It was E10.
E10. Okay.
E10. These
Yeah.
nuts.
Oh.
Yes, that's what it was. E10. And yeah. So notoriously, Final Fantasy 13 was Nomura's kind of way to tell a story that was a bit more mature. I think that's what he wanted to do, and so he's now limited to Kingdom Hearts and making remakes of Final Fantasy 7. So we'll see if he wants to tell this mature story or if he's even able to in Kingdom Hearts. Which I'll feel bad for him if he isn't, because you can tell that he is very passionate about it. He won't let it go. He will not let this damn story go.
Like, it's definitely a hard position to be in, to have something that, is yours and, like, from, like, a corporate position, needs to be made.
Yeah.
But, like, the time you spend on this is time that you can't spend on what you actually want to do.
Mm-hmm.
But, like, what's the other option for him to, like, give it to somebody else?
Yeah. Well, I think that the big deal with it as well is it didn't... Nomura it was very much wrong place, wrong time. Like, he had this passion project that he really wanted to make in Kingdom Hearts. Kingdom Hearts is put on the wayside, and he brought his whole team over to make Final Fantasy 13. The star team, the people who made Kingdom Hearts 2, bring them over to make Final Fantasy 13, and it was just stuck in hell for over a decade because, Square Enix forced him to use this engine that was dog shit, absolute fucking dog shit ending Square Enix engine. It was absolute garbage. The engine was so bad that it completely nuked their fucking MMO, and they had to remake it. The engine was absolute dog shit, and they forced him. They said, "You're going to use this engine, and we're going to force you to use it." And he's like, "Well, I guess I'm forced to." And because of that, he got fucked over. Because even the team that made Kingdom Hearts 2 couldn't make fucking shit out of gold out of shit. So. And then Square Enix said, okay, we're going to take you off the project and we're going to split your team off into a bunch of different tiny projects, and you're basically never going to be able to reform that team ever again. And so Nomura had to pick up the pieces with Osaka team, which is the people who made Birth by Sleep and all that stuff. He had to pick up the pieces with them and be like, okay, I still want to make games and stuff. I want to make my dream project, but they're not going to let me right now, so I have to recover.
And so I feel bad for Nomura because he genuinely got the fucking shaft, you know? Like, it's like, he got his whole dream team taken away from him, his dream project taken away from him. And it's like, what do you do after that? The fact that he didn't give up is shows enough, I think, of Nomura's spirit. And the fact that they gave him another project while he was working on Kingdom Hearts 3 again and didn't tell him anything about it until the trailer released is fucking hilarious. Fuck Square Enix, bro. Like I can't imagine working for them. That like Nomura must have like some kind of fucking PTSD at this point. Like that shit's so fucked. Yeah. The fact that they did that.
And like, surely they've got other directors.
Yeah, like it's I can't believe they did that. That's genuinely such a fucking slap in the face to him. But Square Enix will be what Square Enix will be. I don't like them as a company, but I do like a lot of the games they make because they have talented people working under them.
Yeah, they have talented people and IPs that inspire talent with their history.
So yeah, that's a bit of a Square Enix rant, but hopefully Nomura he's the misunderstood villain, kind of, that a lot of people put their stuff on, but I think he has a reason for his madness. And it's like it's unfortunate. It's really like the more you look into it, the more you feel bad for him.
Yeah, Nomura is good at a lot of things, and there's a lot of things he's not good at. And Square Enix definitely does not know how to use his talents.
Yeah, it's not only that, but Square Enix definitely thinks themselves higher than anyone that makes like the board of directors or whatever. Definitely thinks themselves smarter than whoever actually makes the games because they purposely push shit onto them that's not right at all, and that people say like this engine's absolute fucking dog shit, and they've developed multiple games in it that all fucking crash and burn, and then they go, maybe this engine's fucking dog shit. Yeah, who would have guessed? But it's just like,
Square Enix,
because that was the engine that made 13 and its derivatives, made 14, the original, and then had Final Fantasy 13 Versus before it got swapped over to Final Fantasy 15. That engine was absolute fucking trash. And there was a reason why not a lot of games released in it. And then here's because there's something I also didn't mention, is when Nomura was making got put back on the Kingdom Hearts 3 project, he tried to develop in that engine again and said, fuck this, I'm going to Unreal Engine. and Square Enix got fucking pissed off at him that he changed the engines, and he was like, well, if you want this game to ever release, I'm releasing it on Unreal Engine. And Square Enix was pissed off, but they just had to say, okay, you can do it, whatever. And so he did it, and that's the only reason why Kingdom Hearts 3 even released in a state that is like playable, is because he said, fuck this, I'm swapping engines.
Yeah, wasn't Square Enix like working on developing like engines like way longer than they should have?
Well, it's specifically that Crystal Chronicles engine, whatever the fuck it's called. That absolute garbage engine that they spent so much time developing, and it's just absolutely fucking trash. So garbage, because they wanted to make their own engine and do stuff all in-house and not work with other engines and stuff. It's like, shut the fuck up, Square Enix. Just let other people make the engines, you make the games. So fucking annoying that you spent so much time on this engine. You purposely screwed over so many different people's livelihood by doing this shit. It's like,
and then they turned around and tried to make like another engine a few years later, and like no one was having it.
It's insulting. It's insulting, and I don't know what engine the new Final Fantasy 14 runs on, like what they did. So they let's see. So apparently Final Fantasy 14, they redid it all in the same engine. So fucking kudos to them for actually releasing a good game in it eventually. Oh, so it's not the original Crystal tools that they used for the original. It's like a heavily modified version of it that uses some parts from the Luminous engine, which is what was finally used to make Final Fantasy 15 and all that stuff. So the Luminous engine was the one that came after that they used to make Final Fantasy 15.
Okay.
Which was an engine that worked, at the very least, is how we'll describe that engine.
At least it worked.
But it's just like, man.
Man, did they. And that's the tea on that.
Yeah.
But just going back to excitement meters, I'm definitely at a 6. At
Yeah.
least.
I wouldn't. I don't know how to rate myself, but yeah, I'm definitely excited for it. And on the meter, I guess I don't know, 6 or 7. Excited. I'm definitely more excited than what I thought was going to be announced next, which is going to be another Birth by Sleep.
Another Birth by Sleep.
Well, because you see, I don't know if you saw
Yeah.
at the end of the the DLC for
Yeah, when they were
when Riku was talking to them and they were like, "All right, see you later, Riku. We're going off on an adventure," and they all put donned their armor and went into the portal. I was like, "No." Hey Roku, how's it going? I don't know how I missed the KH4 trailer. I feel like I would have caught the buzz day of release. Weird. Yeah, I almost missed it, but I got pinged by 1,700 people on Discord, so luckily.
You know, at first, I saw the picture. You know, I actually didn't watch the trailer first. The first thing I saw was that picture of Sora waking up. And I'm like, wow, that's ugly. Who tried to make Sora in the style of Final Fantasy 15? And then I realized there was a trailer attached.
Well, I got a bunch of pings, and at first I didn't realize. I just saw that it was Kingdom Hearts 20th anniversary, and I was like, oh, people are pinging me because it's the 20th anniversary. I'll watch it. I didn't realize it was a trailer for Kingdom Hearts 4 at first. I thought it was just going to be like mobile games and maybe the next like spin-off games announcement. And then it was like, oh, it's actually Kingdom Hearts 4. And I was like, oh, okay. Pleasantly surprised. I'm excited they did it. I mean, it's the 20th year anniversary, so they did something special. I'm happy they did. Nomura, if nothing else, knows that fans are very excited about the series, and having a 20th anniversary is definitely something that I think he knows needs to be celebrated. If you looked on Twitter at any point during like the past month, people wouldn't shut up about Kingdom Hearts, so it's like, obviously people are excited about it.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm glad they did something special.
Yeah, I am. Yeah, I'm definitely excited to see what happens for it. Let's hope for everybody's sake that I don't get what I want, and it does not end up as like a open world Metroidvania Kingdom Hearts.
I think it'll be interesting to see what he's gonna do. He's obviously gonna make this a saga or an arc or whatever that says having to revolve around the Master of Masters, which is gonna be like this new main villain this whole time. The Master of Masters are pulling the strings. I don't know how I feel about that. The Master of Masters is at least an interesting character, which is something that we haven't seen in Kingdom Hearts in a while. So, like at least the way he's acted is interesting. So it's like it was something we haven't really seen since Xemnas. Is all I'm gonna say. And it's just like, yeah.
You know, in the context of Birth by Sleep, I thought that Master Xehanort was interesting.
Yeah, I mean, at least Master Xehanort's introduction was interesting. When he started being everyone at once, it was kind of like, okay. And young Xehanort is just not interesting at all. Young Xehanort, the only interesting thing about him is when your characters say fuck you to him, basically. Yeah, no, young Xehanort's such a fucking worthless tool.
Cute, but cute, and I like his Keyblade.
And it's like one of the few things that I like about Kingdom Hearts 3 is fighting all the Xehanorts, like that final Xehanort battle where you fight all the Xehanorts.
Oh yeah,
it's a really nice fight. And you're fighting Xemnas, Ansem, Seeker of Darkness, and young Xehanort all at once. Mm-hmm. And when you beat them, they say cool things, except for young Xehanort, who says, fuck you, I'm gonna win, haha. Like, but when you beat Ansem, Ansem's like, you know, maybe I was wrong, Riku, you're pretty strong, and all that stuff, and like, maybe I was wrong, blah, 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 you know, see you later. Xemnas was like, I feel something for like, what are the 7th time, even though I'm acting like it's the first time. And then they're like, that's what it means to be human. And Xemnas is like, man, being a human must fucking suck. See you later. It's like,
I love Xemnas.
Yeah. And it's one of the cool moments about Kingdom Hearts 3, especially in that final act where everything just feels so fucking lame. And Yes. It's seeing those characters. Those are like the only interesting villains in the series. Maybe we'll get an interesting one here with Masters of Masters again. Zora, we don't know what's going on. He's obviously not supposed to be a villain though. He's supposed to be like an anti-hero. I'm excited to see where the series goes, and I had to hold myself back from talking about Kingdom Hearts 3 for a little bit. So
Yeah. We'll talk Kingdom Hearts 3 when we get there eventually.
Here's the thing about Kingdom Hearts 3. I like a lot of stuff about it. I dislike a lot more stuff about it.
I like some stuff about it. Dislike some stuff about it. A bunch of stuff about it.
Just some of the ways it treats its characters, it's like, okay, that's interesting, and then a lot of the ways it treats its characters is like, come on, really? This is how we're doing this? Like, for instance, like, I'm going off. When you kill the organization members, what it does is it doesn't kill them. It sends them back to their time because they take them from their time and they bring them here. So they take them from their time and bring them here. What happens when they go back to their time? Do they forget everything? Do they just forget everything that happened? Or do they remember everything and they go, wow, I just fucking lost. Everything I did just lost and my whole team just lost because I fucking suck and we all got our asses beat. I guess I'll continue living in this timeline and continue doing what I'm going to do, knowing that I'm not going to get my ass beat once but twice in the future. Like, what is the point?
Wait, no, didn't they address that though?
Did they?
Yeah, didn't it say that they get taken from right before they lose?
Is that what it says? They get taken from right before they die.
Yeah, and I'm also pretty sure that with the exception of no, it also says whenever you go back in time, whenever you return back to your original time, you lose your memories.
Do they say that? Do they? I do not remember them saying that anywhere. If you say they say that, then maybe I'll have to look.
Well, they say that whenever they're explaining the mechanics of young Xehanort. So I'm just assuming it still applies.
Oh, I fucking hate it. I hate it so much. And then speaking of more time travel bullshit, the whole fucking Seekers of Light get blitzed by fucking Terranort. For no reason, because that wouldn't even complete their plan if Terranort killed them all there. That would literally ruin their plan. It makes no fucking sense. But Terranort kills them all, and then they all go back in time so that Sora can revive them all by going back in time. Do they not remember anything, or do they remember everything? Because if they do remember everything, then Ventus is still a dumbass for running up to Terra and doing the same exact thing and then getting his ass beat. But it reveals that they do know what's going on. They do remember stuff. So do they remember everything when they get revived or not? It doesn't make any sense.
Actually, the only reason things went different is because Spirit Sora was there, getting all of his little spirit combos.
What's not even that Spirit Sora? So the way the DLC explains it is that Spirit Sora went around and helped out, and that he was helping the whole time because he had to save Kairi, and the way he saved Kairi was by hopping through all their buddies. And he helped out, and it also explains the plot hole of where the hell did the fucking Lingering Will go. And by the way, here's what happened to Lingering Will. You know that guy that was completely fucking outstyling Terranort? He was one of the only cool moments in the series where Lingering Will comes back because Naminé said, hey, we need you here. We need your help, Lingering Will. So Lingering Will shows up. He fucking blitzes Terranort, gets him the fuck out of there. He doesn't show back up in the main game. We're like, what happened? Oh shit, we had to explain that DLC. Let's just have Terranort kill him. There's no reason. No, he's beating his ass. He literally can't touch him. Oh yeah, he just kills him. He goes, I hate Kingdom Hearts 3. I hate it. Terranort is getting his ass beat by Lingering Will. They go over to the next room, and Terranort farts and kills him. I can't. I don't understand. I don't understand Kingdom Hearts. It's this is my problem with soft magic systems that I brought up earlier. Is sometimes it just gets confusing and doesn't make any fucking sense. And they excuse it because it's well, the soft magic system doesn't, it doesn't mean anything, so it's bullshit. But I want it to mean something.
Want it to mean something. Listen, Considering the amount of time they spend explaining the time travel mechanics in Birth by
But they break the rules of their own time travel system that they explained. They break the rules multiple times.
Oh no, that's what I'm saying. Is like the fact that they spent so much time explaining mechanics in this game. The stuff that doesn't make sense stands out so much.
Yeah, they literally break the own rules of the system that they spent so long defining. Why even have the system if you're just going to break the rules of it? There's no reason to explain it if you're just going to make it a soft magic system after trying to make it a hard magic system for no fucking reason. It's just confusing. And it just makes it seem like bad writing. Which is what it is. It is bad writing.
Oh my! Oh,
So this is how it is to try here a Kingdom Hearts fan try and explain Kingdom Hearts lore. It's not even explaining lore, it's explaining how fucking dog shit the writing is in the final game. It's so bad.
Yeah, so here's a top 5 hopes for Kingdom Hearts 4. I'll go in with number 5. Less than 7 characters total.
Here's okay, I'll go in with number 5 as well. Here's my number 5. Xehanort is the only motherfucker in the whole history of time that has figured out time travel, and nobody else could figure it out. And there's literally no possible way. That's my number 5.
You know what? I'm fine with that. I agree with that. Yeah, that's
because this could also result in maybe some of those fan favorite characters fucking dying for once, Nomura. These ones that you have to bring back into the story. Why the fuck is fucking Dylan and fucking Lexias is somebody, I don't even know his name. Why the fuck are they there? They don't say anything.
He's excited for 4, but we're not talking about 3, so he is just yelling now.
They don't fucking say anything. You brought them back because they're fan favorites, but you didn't want to bring back fucking voice actors for them. So they're just there. They're just stand there and they fucking pantomime when the 2 times when they feel emotions throughout the whole game. It's so fucking stupid.
Like, Nathan Zalden are so funny.
It's so fucking dumb. Zalden was one of the coolest fucking nobodies.
Okay, I love you. I think I'll be off by then.
Zalden was so cool. He had like this whole motivation for what he did. He fucking gaslit the Beast the whole time. And like the Beast is one of the only fucking other characters in the whole series that we've shown can go through other worlds just for the fucking power of his goddamn love. The Beast is so fucking powerful in the universe. And fucking Dylan's nobody was like fucking gaslighting him and controlling him the whole time. He was so fucking cool. And then it's like, oh yeah, he says nothing in this game. He's a fan favorite. We had him die in the last game. We wanted to bring him back, but we didn't want to write anything for him. I'm so pissed off.
Man.
It's like when you know how to treat your characters with respect, you let them die with respect as well. You don't bring back every fan favorite. You don't bring back the whole fucking organization because people like them. People like them because they had a purpose. They all had goals. They all had motivations. Some of them were fucking cut short. And they were interesting. Like that was the reason people liked them. People didn't like them because they were like, well, we want them back so that Axel could see Roxas again. No, Axel was interesting because despite everything, despite working hard for Roxas, his thing failed, but he still helped out the people that he was against in the beginning because he wanted to see them succeed because for some reason, he felt a piece of Roxas inside him, and he knew Roxas was part of Sora. And so then in the end, Axel put aside his differences, fought with him, and gave him a pathway to the end so that Sora could succeed because Axel cared about him by proxy of caring about Roxas, even though he died in those moments. That's the whole fucking point of Axel's character, and then they just bring him back. I'm so fucking pissed at this series.
No, I listened to that whole thing, and I agree wholeheartedly. It's like, a fire attribute character like going out due to their own flames, like a classic trope, and it's like done so well in Kingdom Hearts 2, and then they're just like, what if we didn't?
There's so much I have to say about the characters when we get to Kingdom Hearts 2. There's so much cool things. Roxas and Axel alone are some of the best well-written characters in the whole series. The journey that they both go through in that fucking story. Roxas trying to find out what his worth is. Roxas like fighting with Sora because he wants to know. So there's a mistranslation. I want to talk about this real quick. I'm going off on a tangent. I'm fucking pissed.
Okay, all right.
There's a mistranslation in the fight with Roxas when you fight him. He says, "Why did he choose you in the American version?" If you remember when he's pinning the Keyblade down and he's pointing the other Keyblade at him.
Yeah.
He says, "Why did he choose you?" And people think it has to do with like Diz or something. Like, why did Diz choose him over Roxas or something? That's not what he's saying. In the original translation, it's why did it choose you? Because Roxas's whole fucking goal throughout the whole time that Roxas has been alive is knowing why he's so important. Why everybody's been trying to use Roxas for their goals. Roxas doesn't understand it. He wants to know why the Keyblade chose Sora, and by proxy, why he has to have this power. Because he doesn't want the power. The whole time, he's been used by so many different people who don't fucking care about him, and he wants to know, why did the Keyblade choose you? Because it's ruined my fucking life. And he wants to know why it chose him. It's such a powerful moment. It got mistranslated. I don't really care that it got mistranslated, but when you learn the original translation, you're like, oh my god, this is such a powerful moment for Roxas. It's like this whole point is leading up to him doing this. Like, it's the whole motivation for his character. He ends up dying and accepting himself among Sora because he's like, I need to be part of Sora so Sora can succeed. I accept that I have to die in this moment. I accept that I know who I am. At the end of the day, I am a separate person from Sora, but I will willingly put my life aside. I'll accept my fate. You know, that's a big part of Roxas' story, is accepting his fate at the end of the game. He talks with Naminé at the end and says, I'll be with you, Sora, but that's all I'm going to be, is I'm going to be inside you. I am no longer going to exist. I'm going to fucking die. And then they bring him back. I fucking hate it. It was so well done. Roxas' story was so well done. It was this person having to go through their whole life with questions and mysteries and why everyone abuses and uses them. And then at the end, them accepting their fate in life and being like, at the end of the day, I know that I'm part of a bigger thing. I have to accept who I am. And it just shits on it through the rest of the series.
Mm-hmm.
It's...
and you know what? There were interesting places that almost took the question of whether or not to bring him back.
In order for Roxas to have been brought back correctly, he would have had to have been brought back at the beginning of Kingdom Hearts 3. Not at the end when all the shit was happening. They had to have bring him back at the beginning and had Roxas be introspective the whole time. Be like, what the fuck is going on? He doesn't know who Xion is. He doesn't know, like, he just knows he has to push forward for whatever reason. You know, like, they had to have bring Roxas back at the beginning. Instead, they waited till the end to bring everyone back all at once because that's a funny jizz moment where everyone gets a fucking cum shot at the end.
Mm-hmm. Well, I don't even mean, like, necessarily, like, the bringing Roxas back, because, like, one of the very interesting things they start to bring up in, one of the interesting things they do with Sora, you know, an interesting thing done with Sora, imagine that, in Dream Drop Distance and some parts of 3, is the idea that he is like this, you know, super empathetic person and that it's literally killing him.
Mm-hmm.
Because he has, you know, through all of the mumbo jumbo, he's got like half a dozen people either inside of him or like directly connected to the people inside of him. And so he's just like got like all this like baggage that, you know, kind of represents the way that, you know, an empathetic person can actually like, you know, get messed up by that,
like overload themselves, yeah.
And like, I just feel like they don't really do anything interesting with it in 3, because like they bring it up. And, you know, a lot of the game ends up being like the, you know, these little side things, side vignettes, because you don't even really do much with it. You know, there's side vignettes that happen around you, which is kind of frustrating about how to bring these people back, rather than like Sora actually dealing with, you know,
no, it's stupid. And the times that he does bring people back, it's, Aqua's been trapped in here for so long, she turned evil. Yeah, the King and Riku have tried multiple times. They failed. They fucking suck. They're masters, by the way. They're both masters. They both know the power of waking. Oh, Sora just goes in there. He doesn't know the power of waking because he's not a master, and he just does it. Mm-hmm. It's stupid!
Well, no. The Dayblade does it.
It's stupid!
The Dayblade 2M that never comes up again.
It's fucking stupid!
So stupid.
It's so dumb! There's no rhyme or reason to it. And it's not soft magic versus hard magic. It's just fucking stupid writing. It's so dumb. It like, how do they save fucking Ventus? Oh, he's just sitting on a couch and he wakes up because Sora's nearby and Aqua's in trouble. What? Ventus has his heart's been repairing this whole time in Sora? That makes no fucking sense. It does. It's remember that scene in Kingdom Hearts 2 Final Mix where Xemnas goes down all the way down into the deepest dungeons of Hollow Bastion, and there's Aqua's armor sitting there all torn up, and Xemnas says, my old friend, let's talk again. And then it cuts. What happened there? What happened there? Was Xemnas like talking to Aqua's armor? Was it Aqua's soul? Do we know what does Xemnas know where Aqua is? Does Xemnas remember who Aqua is? Does Xemnas know, like, he's part of Xehanort, but does Xehanort remember when he turned into Xemnas because he was Terranort? It doesn't make sense. What happened there? I want to know what happened there. There was an interesting scene with one of the interesting characters talking to a character that it was established in the lore as being missing somewhere. What? There's nothing. Nothing happens with that. It was an interesting setup for something that didn't happen.
You know, imagine if instead of Tangled and Frozen, we actually had a world where we interacted with the organization members.
Imagine if instead of Tangled or Frozen, we got a world where we interacted with Final Fantasy members. Hello? You know what this series is a combination of, Nomura? I'm bringing back all the fan favorites, and I'm bringing back a bunch of Disney Worlds and all this shit, but I'm not bringing back the Final Fantasy characters, half of which I fucking created, by the way. Nomura. Nomura himself created half of these Final Fantasy characters. I don't want to bring them in, though. Just bring them in.
It's also dumb.
They're characters that you fucking made. You know everything about them. I just bring them in. Don't understand. Series. Welcome to the Kingdom Hearts rant stream. See, but this is why I wanted to have the stream, is because I wanted to show the dichotomy of I'm still interested in Kingdom Hearts, which is something that I didn't think was going to happen. I'm still interested in the series. If this message could reach Nomura somehow and be like, I'm still interested in the series. Now here's what you got to do. Don't fuck it up. Please.
Don't you dare.
Make what you want to be that's interesting. Make this thing that you want to do that's interesting. Don't fuck it up. And make it actually interesting, and don't just do bad writing because for the sake of bad writing because fan service and all that shit. It's just fucking write what you want to write. Have people die if they need to die. Have people go through their arcs and some of them not make it all the way. That's what makes a story interesting, is seeing these characters go through things and them having to bend their satisfaction to be like, okay, well, I'm satisfied. At the end of my life, I'm satisfied that I could at least help Sora go through this gate to get to the final world to hopefully kick Xemnas' ass, because Xemnas has fucking psychologically tortured me and my best friend, who now doesn't exist anymore, is in this guy's body. I'm going to sacrifice my life now. My last thing I'm going to do is I'm going to let Sora get through here. That is going to satisfy me in my final moments of my life, even though I wasn't able to get my best friend back. But at least I know Sora's going to fucking kick Xemnas' ass. And that's the end of Axel's story until they fucking bring him back. It's like, it's like Axel is such an interesting character, and they just fucking shit all over it. And just like, it's like, he starts off as this villain, this unforgivable villain. You don't know what he's doing. He's just doing all the stuff, and it turns out he's been betraying the organization this whole time. He's a fucking scumbag. He's a betrayer and all this stuff. And then it's like, why is he doing this? Oh, he's doing this because his best friend got fucking destroyed by the organization, essentially. His best friend has now left because he's so fucking pissed off. His best friend won't even talk to him anymore because his best friend, knows he's part of the organization and doesn't understand, like, if Axel is his friend or not anymore. Axel's sad about this. He's now betraying the organization because the organization betrayed him in a way And so he's doing all this to get back at them. And he's running parallel to them, and you think that he's a villain this whole time, and then it's revealed that not actually. He actually really hates the organization. He wants to help you out, but he's doing it in his own strange way because he doesn't think he can rely on anyone anymore. Because the last time he did, his friend fucking went away because he couldn't trust him anymore. And so he doesn't want to trust anybody anymore. It's like, and yeah.
I feel you.
And then all of us would bring him back. Yeah, who cares? He's a Keyblade now, by the way. Yeah. His Keyblade looks really lame compared to his old weapon. It's fucking stupid looking. It's really fucking dumb. But he has a Keyblade now, by the way.
I mean, hey, you know, in the DLC they realize that, and then they what they do is they have him fight where you don't get to play as him, you don't get to do the cool stuff as him, but his Keyblade changes back into the chakrams for some of his moves, and it's like pretty cool, I guess.
Yeah, well, what's really cool is in that scene where Semnis like completely wipes out his Keyblade and makes it so that he can't use his Keyblade anymore. They just bring up the next scene. So what?
No, they only bring it. No, they only bring it back in the next scene in the DLC.
It's so dumb.
You know, my favorite part of Kingdom Hearts is when Thor, stands there, holds his Keyblade out in front of him. Takes his wide stance, and just the greatest piss of his life. It's my favorite part of Kingdom Hearts right there. I'm supposed to be purifying these Pokemon, by the way, and I've had this Ivysaur ready to go for like 3 battles now, and I just keep on forgetting to switch them out of those.
Remember when fucking Naminé, her whole story was like she's being controlled by one specific member of the organization. He dies and she thinks she's free, but then another guy comes around and is like, now you're mine now. And she's being controlled this whole time. But at least this guy's like doing a little bit better. Like he's not a completely evil dickhead this time, but he still doesn't let her be free entirely. And the whole time she's like struggling with this. And like, we don't know exactly what's going on with Naminé because we don't really know much about her, because in the last game, she completely rewrote Sora's memories into be about her instead of about Kairi, and so Sora was like completely infatuated with her, and then it's like revealed like she's been fucking with Sora's memories this whole time, and it's like, whoa, what's going on with Naminé? It's like Naminé's actually good, she's actually a good person, but like we don't realize it till the end of the game, and then at the end she's like, I'm part of Kairi, I need to accept myself, my role in this, I need to finally accept this, and she accepts death, and she goes into fucking Kairi as part of her forever, and then they bring her back. It's like part of the series is supposed to be letting go. At least in Kingdom Hearts 2. A big message of Kingdom Hearts 2 was you need to learn to let go. You need to learn that not everything in life can lead to not everyone's lives can lead to success, and some of them have to accept that, Roxas can't be anybody anymore. He has to be part of Sora. It's dreary. It's dark. But it's a message that gets across when Roxas at the end goes, I'm at least satisfied in what I've done here with you. I'm going to go away now into your body forever. And then he just comes out of the next game. Because it turns out he's not actually satisfied, because actually he has to save Xion and Axel. And so it's like, it's like there's a message there. A message that you try to look at the most recent Kingdom Hearts game, and it's like, what's the message? What's the message in Kingdom Hearts 3? Oh, the message is everybody's safe and nobody can die and everybody loves each other. Nobody does everything because they're evil. Not even Xehanort. He doesn't do it because it's evil. Everyone just said there was like a dark threat looming on the horizon, so Xehanort knew he had to act evil to be. What's the dark threat? Oh, it's nothing. It's just darkness. Darkness is evil. Everyone hates darkness. It's just darkness in general. There's nothing evil. There's nothing evil in this universe. Everybody loves each other. Nobody can die. Everybody loves each other. Like, that's it. That's the themes of Kingdom Hearts 3. Yeah. I'm so mad.
I know.
Like, say what you want about Kingdom Hearts 2. I think the story is worse than Kingdom Hearts 1 in a lot of aspects, but Kingdom Hearts 2 does a lot of thematic stuff with its characters that is really nice. It lays out this whole story for all these characters and lets them grow as characters, and the end is the characters they either want to be or satisfied in a certain way, even if they have to let go of things. It's this beautiful story about these characters, doing these things that they want to do. And it's just like it at least has that, even if it's not as good as Kingdom Hearts 1 story. I do agree, but it's just like the rest of the series just constantly fucking shits on everything that happens in Kingdom Hearts 2. It's like Nomura after making Kingdom Hearts 2 is like, I don't like this anymore. I want to shit on it. I want to shit on everything that happened in it. It's like, why?
Like how all character deaths in Birth by Sleep are specifically designed to be undoable.
Like, Eriquus is supposed to be dead, but actually he just went into Terra's heart and waited for a million years until...
Yeah, that's right. All the characters in Birth by Sleep were already designed to be undoable except for Eriquus's, and they still bring him back.
Yeah, like, literally Eriquus was supposed to be like, okay, this guy finally actually dies. Wow, somebody actually dies in the Kingdom Hearts series. The only guy who apparently fucking dies. Just kidding! He's in Terra's heart. He's been in Terra's heart this whole time. He's just gonna sit in Terra's heart and wait until Xehanort makes his presence known. He's gonna come out and be like, Xehanort, let's go to heaven. Haha. Like... Remember that evil thing I did where I tried to kill my fucking apprentice because I was like, there's no way to save him. He's been under Master Xehanort's control, even though he wasn't. But Eriquus didn't understand that. That's okay to have a character not understand that, but then you have to make it known to the character or make it known that the thing that they're doing is evil and they have to repent for it. Instead, Eriquus is like, I'm going to go to heaven now with Xehanort. There's no repentance for what he tried to do. Remember at the end where Ventus is like, oh, I'm Master, you're coming out of Terra, I'm so happy to see you again. Why? He tried to kill you! There's no repentance for this! Terra fucking killed him because he was trying to kill you! And then he goes into Terra's heart and is like, I'm going to wait here for now until Xehanort shows up, and I did nothing wrong. I'm not going to ask for forgiveness. Like, it's like, Eriquus, you can admit you did something wrong. You can be like, okay, I was wrong. We could save Ventus, and we don't have to kill him. But instead, the whole game's written fucking stupid. And I don't mind the killing of the Master if it was written well. Uh-huh. If Eriquus did the evil thing, he misunderstood. Terra kills him. And if it was, and that was it. And Eriquus is dead. Like, Eriquus misunderstood. He didn't think that he could be saved. He's been a master for so long. He's never seen somebody be saved from something like this. He has to kill Ventus. Okay. Terra's like, I'm not going to let you kill my friend. I'm going to kill you instead. Even though you're my master, I don't want to kill you, but I'm going to kill you instead. Forget knocking you out and putting you in a cryosis pod for 500 years. Like, not even just knocking you out and putting you like over on the bench, like we did with Ventus later. But it's like, forget about all that. You have to kill him, okay? In a story that doesn't have this weird, like, bullshit, we have to kill him because he's going to kill Ventus otherwise. Okay, cool. What are you doing with the writing afterwards? Are you going to be, like, repentant? Or are you going to be like, well, Eriquus did something evil in his final moments, like we did, like, we hate him now? Like, no, obviously you're not going to be like, well, we wish Eriquus could be here for this moment so he could understand that we could save Ventus, blah, blah, blah. Instead, it's like, oh, Eriquus just comes out and he's like, I did nothing wrong, by the way, let's go to heaven, Xehanort, see you later. Because you did nothing wrong either, Xehanort, you just misunderstood. Mm-hmm. And for those of you who don't understand, Kingdom Hearts Back X Dark Road coming to a mobile game near you to tell you all about Xehanort's funny backstory with interesting characters such as Vor. One of the characters' name is Vor in that game. V-O-R. Vor.
You're kidding me.
No, one of the characters' name, one of the fucking apprentices that Eriquus and Xehanort train with, his name is fucking Vor. V-O-R.
Oh god, you can't make that up.
This series is just, it's
and people eat this up?
Yep, they do. Like the fucking slop, like piggies, like little piggies eating the slop, bro.
Get it? Eat it up? Vor? Huh? Huh?
But yeah, that's, I mean, it's if you want a rough outline of how our Kingdom Hearts talks are going to go, it's going to be a lot of 1, Chain of Memories, and 2 are good. A lot of 358 over 2 at least has an interesting self-contained story.
Oh, I am going to be gushing. Oh, that's
Yeah.
the one where I get to gush.
I like 358 over 2's self-contained. The thing about 358 over 2 is it wanted to tell a story. So whoever made it wanted to tell the story of Shion.
Mm-hmm.
The issue is how it impacts the rest of the series. And then everything afterwards is...
358 over 2 is my favorite, so that's the one where I'll probably take the most amount of charge because I love that game.
No, I think the story, the self-contained story, is great. I think the way it impacts the series is a little bit not great, in my opinion, because of some of the things it does.
Yeah, which is fair.
Like I don't even mind Shion being a ticking time bomb that can return and everybody forgot about. Here's the issue, though. She fucking dies at the end of the game, and it's a tragic story about Shion dying. And then because you've played the games in the past, you know about Roxas and Axel, and that all three of them die. Their whole story is the three of them dying tragically. It's a fucking tragedy. That's the point of it. Instead, it's like, oh, they're all come back, haha, they love each other. It's supposed to be a fucking tragedy. These characters went through tragic events, went through horrible events. Yeah, it's good to see them happy. I'm not saying I don't want to see these characters happy, but when it makes no sense and you're purposely just doing it just because we're fan favorites and we're just reintroducing them into the story because who gives a fuck anymore? It's just insulting. It's insulting to your own fucking writing.
It really is. Yeah, so I do think we should try to tone it down a bit from here.
I don't know what you're talking about. I've been the epitome of calm.
You have been. I'm so proud of you. You haven't stabbed anyone today. You've cleared that bar.
Mm-hmm.
But so I think we should kind of tone it down from here. End of the stream. Hype for Kingdom Hearts 4.
Yeah.
Hype for the podcast series from here as we do Kingdom Hearts.
Yeah, and we're gonna do stuff. I'm assuming we're doing stuff in between Kingdom Hearts because
I think we should.
Yeah, because there's no way we're gonna be like not doing it until we had both play Kingdom Hearts 2. I don't know how long it's gonna take you.
I don't know. I'll try to be quick
Kingdom Hearts 1, Kingdom Hearts 2.
But
yeah,
I have
at least the three mainline we're all gonna play again. So
yeah,
they don't know about any of the side games.
I do not feel like playing Chain of Memories again.
Chain of Memories definitely no. The other ones, we'll think about it.
Chain of Memories definitely no.
Probably not Recoded either.
Oh God, no.
Although Recoded,
I didn't even play through Recoded. You know how I saw the final cutscene?
I'll say this about Recoded, and this is going to ruffle some feathers, okay? Recoded's gameplay is just a better version of Birth by Sleeps. I said it.
You know what?
I said it.
I guess I can see that. I know that.
Well, the main part of its gameplay, because a lot of Recoded is like you're going through bullshit mini games, but the base of its gameplay is actually just a better version of Birth by Sleep's gameplay.
Man, I hate Recoded. I didn't even finish Recoded. I saw the final cutscene because my older sister.
So you're telling me you're
play through it?
Constantly giving these bullshit theories about Datasora and all this stuff, and you didn't even fucking beat the game? Do you even know who Datasora is?
That's why it's so funny. I actually don't mind the story of Recoded.
Even though the reason behind Recoded why it's happening? So he doesn't even know. It's because Sora's Heartless invaded Naminé's notebook. Sora's actual Heartless turned into a dark side, invaded Naminé's notebook, and Datasora has to kill him. That's the whole reason why Recoded's happening. In case you're wondering.
I forgot that part.
Because Sora's Heartless, when he turns back into Sora in Kingdom Hearts 1, apparently Sora's Heartless just fucked off.
Apparently.
Said, see you later. And went into Naminé's book later. So that's why I said Recoded's literally just a game about filling a plot hole. What happened to Sora's Heartless? A plot hole that nobody thought about because it didn't exist. Because nobody's like, what happened to Sora's Heartless? Everyone thought Sora's Heartless fucking went away. Everyone thought his Heartless just died when he turned back into Sora. Like, no, actually Sora's Heartless, something happened to it. Like, what? George, we can't have Banthas more in episode 4. You gotta cut it back a little bit. No, Sora fights his Heartless in the book with Naminé. No, George.
Okay.
I'm telling you, Nomura is just George Lucas.
Oh yeah. So I did want to talk about a couple other things. Another thing that I think we should have on the podcast is and I don't know if you're gonna actually want to play through them again, but specifically the Gen 7 Pokemon games, Sun and Moon and Ultra Sun and Moon. So I don't know when you'll ever have the urge to play through those.
You don't know the stare I just gave to the screen. I have less desire to play through those than I have for Chain of Memories. I'll just say that.
I understand that. Well, maybe you don't even need to play through them because I got a lot to say about them. A lot of good to say about Sun and Moon.
But I can't be on the other side of your. I can't be sitting here like a punching bag. I gotta throw it back.
That's true. But I don't know. If there's one game that'll get me like angry talking about anything the way you've been talking about
Ultra
Kingdom
Sun
Hearts
and
all
Moon.
day, Ultra Sun and Moon.
Yeah. Yeah, I still need to play Ultra Sun and Moon. And the only reason is because I want to hunt the Ultra Beasts, shiny Anthem.
Oh yeah, that's right.
Specifically, fucking what's his face, Poiple.
Poiple.
I want a shiny Poiple.
Man, Sun and Moon is so good.
But yeah, man, Kingdom Hearts takes it out of me, dude. I feel exhausted.
Anything cool you've been doing besides that? I started a new anime, me and my wife.
Okay.
Bungo Stray Dogs.
Okay. Bungo Stray Dogs. I know about it.
It's pretty good.
Yeah, you were telling me about it last time you were about to watch it.
Yeah, I was actually shocked by how good it was. I don't know why I had like such low expectations for it, but it ended up being like pretty good actually. Even though some of the worst hairstyles I've ever seen in anime.
I started rereading One Piece. Listen, it's good. It's good.
Listen.
Hey, you know what's interesting about One Piece? Is it's mostly a shonen. It's like very happy all the time. Like there's not a lot of like death and destruction and like dark themes. But characters, when they die, they stay fucking dead in that series. So Kingdom Hearts. You can take a look, take a fucking look over it. It might be happy. It might be a lot about having friends and like reaching your goals. Which I'll say this about One Piece that is very different from Kingdom Hearts 2. One of the main themes, like I was saying, Kingdom Hearts 2. One of the main themes is at the end of the day, you got to accept when the clock's ticking and time's up. You gotta reach a form of acceptance that you're happy with and be satisfied. That's one of the main themes of Kingdom Hearts 2. One of the themes of One Piece is never giving up. And that's kind of it's a little different because One Piece is about, it's a soft magic system about constantly exploding in power and getting more powerful and being able to reach your goals no matter what. Kingdom Hearts 2 tries to like be a little bit more like a solid, realistic story, which is kind of what I like a lot about it. So I like realism a lot. I like fantasy a lot, but I like it when the two elements are combined very well. I don't like super realistic things, but I also don't like super fantasy things where like nobody dies.
Yeah.
And like stuff never happens. And it feels like it's just like you're watching the characters just run into the next enemy and the next one where they just get super powerful and then the enemies never die either. They just like sit back on the side and become 2-bit characters for the rest of the series. And they're like, haha, make a funny joke. Like it's that to me, that's why I don't like Dragon Ball that much. Like I tried watching Dragon Ball many times. It's just like there's no punishment.
So there is something so satisfying about having this powerful, complex, like strive for power where you're just getting more and more every time you're going, you're climbing.
Yeah.
And then like there's a point where you just can't anymore.
Yeah.
There's a point where like you reach the last run on the ladder and just the devastation that comes with that, like the lack of being able to get there. That's what and actually I was actually about to bring up Dragon Ball in regards to that. How Kingdom Hearts, like there's limits to it, like there's limits to how far Kingdom Hearts 2 goes, right? You can't save everyone.
Mhm.
The best parts of Dragon Ball and Dragon Ball Z are when they play with that idea.
Yeah.
Like specifically the Saiyan Saga and the Frieza Saga. Where
Yeah, and like fucking Vegeta just fucking gets shit on by Frieza, and it's like, oh shit.
Mhm.
And it's like, but then Vegeta's fine. He's fine at the end of the day. And it's like that. It's not a bad thing. It's just like,
And Super's even worse.
it's like now they have like the big. Or I don't know if it's over yet, but like the tournament where they had like the universe killing, like people just like bring everyone in from a bunch of universes and be like, ah, let's fight. And so like, oh, if they lose, they're gonna destroy the. It's not gonna happen to our main characters. Like they're not going to destroy the fucking universe.
The main characters use their wish to bring everybody back.
Yeah, it's not going to happen to our main characters. Like they built up this universe for 40 years or something. They're not just going to destroy it because unless the author really just doesn't want to write in it anymore. Like obviously he doesn't because he's making so much fucking money. Like Toriyama would never give that shit up. And then like and then in the end they just wish everyone back. Everyone's fine anyway. Like that's the kind of series that Dragon Ball is. You go into the series knowing that nobody's gonna die, nothing's gonna matter. But you go in because the characters do interesting things. They grow more powerful. Goku becomes Super Saiyan God and destroys things. It's like, oh, it's interesting. But at the same time, it's not something that I can enjoy because there's no stakes.
There's no stakes, yeah.
In Kingdom Hearts, right now, where I'm sitting. During Kingdom Hearts 3 and at the end of Kingdom Hearts 3, it feels like there's no stakes. Mm-hmm. It feels like nothing matters. Because everybody can be brought back. Nobody does an evil thing in their bone. Everybody's just good.
And one of the worst things about experience like that is when they act like there will be stakes and there just aren't.
Yeah, like they're like, oh, Terranort's coming here to kill all of us, which doesn't align with their plan at all. It would literally ruin their plan. They'd have to if Terranort killed everyone there, like genuinely, and Sora didn't have bullshit go back in time powers. If Terranorters killed everyone there, the Seekers of Darkness, they could still do their plan. They just have to go out and find all the Princesses of Heart, which wouldn't be awful, but they're like, because What's Her Face was talking about the new Princesses of Heart in the game. She was like, yeah, here's the new princess. I'll sign on her, both of them, and then like bullshit. But it's like they have to go and do that. It's like they built up this whole thing. They built up this whole force, and they all met here. They all were waiting here for them to come, and then you just kill all of them. It's like, well, thanks, dude. Now we got to go around and do all this fucking shit now to complete our plan. Fucking asshole. Like literally, it makes no sense for Terranort to be doing anything there.
So stupid. Anyway, I have to go. We have had our 2 hours of fun in the Kingdom Hearts.
It was really an hour, and then the ranting started.
Just vibrating quickly.
They did wrap up the tournament, but yeah, I'm sure they did. I mean, I don't really care. At the end of the day, I don't really care. I think like I read stuff about Jiren and all that stuff that was like, oh, it's cool. But at the end of the day, I don't really care about Dragon Ball anymore.
It wasn't great. I mean, there's some interesting stuff that happened in there, but like, it's not great. It's not good. It's not. It's not even decent. There's a few great moments, but it's not even decent.
So at the end of the day, yeah.
Excited for Kingdom Hearts 3?
Excited for
4.
Yeah.
I just blocked out Kingdom Hearts 3. It's just gone.
I wish how I could do the same, but unfortunately, you'd also have to block out Dream Drop Distance and parts of Birth by Sleep, I think, in order to make that happen.
You know what?
Not all of Birth by Sleep. Some of it can stay.
Oh, okay. There was one thing I wanted to talk about. Really, we'll talk about it later. We'll bring it up later. All right, yeah.
Just give a little tease.
Okay. All right, little tease. All right, so one thing I want to talk about the trailer I forgot to mention is that I really hope that the movement mechanics are better than Kingdom Hearts and Dream Drop Distances.
I'll give credit where credit's due. I do think Dream Drop Distances is better than Kingdom Hearts 3's.
Here's the thing. I think Kingdom Hearts 3 feels a little better to me than Dream Drop Distance, but it doesn't do anything interesting.
Yeah, no, it really doesn't. I think Dream Drop Distance is good because it like sets up this new movement system. I think Kingdom Hearts 3 just doesn't do anything with it. It's just like, oh.
Yeah. So it's kind of like
except nerf it a bit so you can't spam the fucking ground pound move.
So like I kind of hope that they do something with it better than that.
Yeah. No, I think it'd be really nice. The Kingdom Hearts series, all the way back to 1, they've always been bad with their movement systems. Kingdom Hearts 2 did it the best, but you had to unlock Glide by doing like 5 different, like all the movement options by doing power leveling, which is garbage. One of the awful things about Kingdom Hearts 2 is power leveling all the forms. So, Kingdom Hearts 2 did it the best, but you had to still like put in a lot of thing, and it was like late game. None of the games have done it well.
Anyway, that's it for me. Bye, stream.
So yeah. Well.
Sorry that
Oh
I
yeah.
did that to you.
Yeah, you're fine. Well, you didn't do anything to me.
I brought up Kingdom Hearts 3.
I held myself back the first time it was brought up. The first time it was brought up, I was like, I can't go off on a tangent about Kingdom Hearts 3 right now. I can. I was like, I need to talk about it. I need to talk about it. I need to talk about how fucking bullshit this stupid fucking game is.
Listen, we'll find it. Yeah, I honestly can't think of if there's any other game that would make me as mad as Ultra Sun and Ultra Moon. That's the only reason I think we should do a podcast on that at some point.
Probably not another game. There are a couple, I don't know, media properties that I'm just like, I could make it like a complaint thing about, but I don't think as much as Kingdom Hearts. I don't know, Star Wars maybe. Star Wars is really bad now. It actually pissed me off a lot of the things they do. Like, think about this, okay? I'm gonna mini thing. Mandalorian season 1, great, fantastic, fun, lovable, laughable, lovable. Mandalorian season 2, half of the episodes are dedicated to sponsoring new series because it got popular and Disney realized what they had. Because in the original thing, they gave the creator full creative control. Disney didn't even know about Baby Yoda when Mandalorian released. They didn't know about anything about that. The creator just got full creative control and just did whatever he wanted to, and that's what makes the first season so fucking great. Second season, it's not awful, but half of the episodes are dedicated to, oh, here's Boba Fett, here's Ahsoka Tano, here's Luke Skywalker. It's like, I don't fucking care. Give me this interesting character and this story that you've made. And like what he does with Baby Yoda and stuff. And I don't give a shit about all these other fucking assholes that you want to introduce Obi-Wan. Here's the Obi-Wan series about Obi-Wan. It's like, I don't care. I like Obi-Wan. I just don't want to see him in this fucking story.
Make the show about him, and then I'll watch that.
You better leave before I start going off.
Yeah, that's true.
Anyway, good talks with our friend Cory. Wow. Well, I haven't got that heated since the last time I talked about Kingdom Hearts 3. It's just I don't get this mad about Kingdom Hearts 3 because I hate it. I for one like the rants. Thank you, Roku. I don't get this mad about Kingdom Hearts 3 because I hate it. You know, I said I hate Kingdom Hearts 3 a lot. I like Kingdom Hearts 3, especially the DLC is very good. Specifically the limit cut, not the Remind. Remind is okay. Still doesn't really do a good job of explaining what I wanted to, but I'm sure the Family Guy world, doubtful. That would be a Family Guy world. But oh my god, Lois, can you believe it? We're in Kingdom Hearts. You don't hate it, you just hate what it did to the stories and the characters from the sounds of it. I love the series. I love the series. I love what the series goes through in the early parts of the series, and then the series takes a turn. The turn's called Birth by Sleep. A lot of people like that game, although I've been pleasantly surprised because in recent time, when I've been looking at like forums and stuff, I see a lot of people going, Birth by Sleep isn't actually that good. And I'm pleasantly surprised that people are starting to take a turn on Birth by Sleep, because Birth by Sleep, I enjoy at a base level. The gameplay of Birth by Sleep is fucking dog. Stop acting like it's good. The story of Birth by Sleep requires all the characters to be fucking idiots. And it's not like the story doesn't do interesting things, but the story of Birth by Sleep requires all the characters to be really fucking stupid. The only one that does anything smart is Aqua, and it's only a little bit she does smart stuff, and a lot of the time she's doing really stupid stuff. She's the smartest one of the three, and she still does a lot of stupid stuff. So it's like the game is built on stupidity, you know? And it's like from that point in the series, the games just kept going stupider and stupider. Recoded is just dumb. It's not even there for a reason. Like, the reason is to fill a plot hole that nobody gave a shit about. Dream Drop Distance is fucking stupid. Introduces time travel in a story that didn't have one, so it's instantly bad. Like, I've never read a story where time travel is introduced later on that does it well, to put it bluntly. And Kingdom Hearts is not the exception. So it's like Dream Drop Distance. It's I don't hate Kingdom Hearts 3 more than like the series as a whole. I love the beginning part of the series. I'm ambivalent about the second half of the series, starting with 358/2, because I like 358/2 a lot, but I also dislike some things about it, which we'll talk about when we get there. I've already kind of spoiled it a little bit, my thoughts on it, but the series as a whole, I still love the series, and that's why I'm excited for Kingdom Hearts 4. But it's like, at the same time, when I think about Kingdom Hearts 3 again, it's like I have to think about the fact that they just didn't care. Doesn't matter the story aspect, they just didn't care. The gameplay aspect, they cared a little bit, because on release they were like asking creators, like, what do you like about the gameplay? You could tell they actually gave a shit when it came to the gameplay at the very least, because they were trying to ask people. Even if the gameplay ended up not being too good in the base game, they ended up fixing it in the DLC, which is amazing that they did that. It's great that they did that. They ended up fixing it, giving you a lot of cool stuff that you could use in the DLC, giving you a lot of enemies to fight that are actually exciting to fight. And that's one of the cool things that they did about Kingdom Hearts 3. They did that. They tried to fix the story, and they couldn't. They tried to do the same thing for the story, and they could not. They fixed the gameplay. Kudos to you, team behind Kingdom Hearts. It's fan-fucking-tastic now that you did that. And I'm so happy that you got it right. I'm so excited for Kingdom Hearts 4 because I know that you ended up getting it right at the end of Kingdom Hearts 3, and so I know you can do the gameplay right in Kingdom Hearts 4. I know you can. I trust in you now. I trust that you have the ability to do it now. Okay? The story, I don't, because you tried to fix the story with the DLC in the same exact way, and it did not get fixed. The story was not fixed at all. It was bad still. It was bad. The explanations you gave didn't really explain anything. Why didn't Lingering Will come back? Because Terranort just killed him for no reason. There was literally no reason for him to kill him. And it's not saying that he didn't have a reason in character, but there was no reason. Terranort shouldn't have had the power to kill him there. He should have held him there or gone with Terranort when Terranort ran to fight Aqua and Ventus. Instead, he just dies. He crumbles and dies because Terra summons the Cum Guardian. Terranort summons the Cum Guardian, this fucking loser, okay? Ansem Seekers of Darkness is Cum Guardian, okay? He summons that, and apparently that's faster and more powerful than Lingering... No, it's not! We beat the Cum Guardian in the first game! When we were fucking losers, Sora! We beat Cum Guardian! Cum Guardian get fucking killed by loser Kingdom Hearts 1 Sora! Cum Guardian isn't powerful enough to kill Lingering Will. Lingering Will, people can't even kill him in Kingdom Hearts 2 on the easiest mode if they fucking play the game. Like, Lingering Will's so powerful. He's supposed to be the most powerful thing. He's supposed to be the most powerful character in Kingdom Hearts, turned into a suit of armor because he got his body taken away from him, but refuses to fucking die. That would be so cool if other characters first died, so that you knew that death had something to do in the universe, so that it wasn't just like, oh, if you died, who fucking cares? Because then it would have like he's staying around, he's a Lingering Will because he won't refuse to die. That would be a lot cooler if other characters could die. Second off, it would be a lot cooler if they showed his fucking strength. Instead, they show his strength for half a second, he goes off to the next room and dies immediately because he's apparently weaker than something that we beat in Kingdom Hearts 1. That makes no sense. You've got me tangenting again. And it's everything else in the DLC is stupid. Aqua having PTSD. Yeah, we could tell Aqua. I know some people are confused about it, and now that you've lit it up, like, oh, okay, Aqua has PTSD. We get it. That's okay. An okay explanation for why Aqua did what she did. Okay, I'm satisfied there. That's a good explanation. You've done okay. It's still kind of stupid, though. Because the whole scene relies on all of her friends and all this stuff, and it's just like... I mean, the whole scene's stupid. It's not Aqua's fault. Yet again, Birth by Sleep, let's go back to Birth by Sleep. It's really not Aqua's fault most of the time. But she makes smart decisions some of the times. But it's like, it just feels insulting to the character. That you have like, oh, she has PTSD and now every power that she has, she's back with her friends and it's been so long and she just gives up. It's like, oh, it's insulting. You have the characters meet back up and, And the explanation for a lot of the other stuff in the DLC, like what the what the Guardians of Light did outside the Kingdom Hearts, where all the guys came out and fought them. Like, did that happen in the original timeline, or did it just happen because Sora's hopping around bodies? It's confusing about that. Like, what did they do out there? And then they show up in the thing, and like, why couldn't they go up there? It's just so confusing. They open up a gate in Xehanort to go into Skadiamkala, to be in Skadiamkala, which isn't Kingdom Hearts, but it's where Xehanort's hidden inside the gate. Inside, like, it's like, what are you talking about? I know you're trying to be a soft magic system, but it's the confusion is there because you don't understand what you're writing about. You aren't writing about the characters anymore. You're writing to reach an ending. You're writing to reach an ending, and that ending is Xehanort is misunderstood. Here he goes to heaven with this other guy who's misunderstood despite him trying to kill his apprentice because he thought there was something that could be done, and, you know, we don't want to explain away what happened there. We just wanted them to all both go to heaven and be fucked off from the rest of the story. It's not interesting writing. It's a writing to reach an end. And you reach the end that you wanted to, and then you put it in the cliffhanger so that you could keep making more games because the series is a fucking cash cow. Remember when there wasn't a cliffhanger? There was a cliffhanger at the end of 2 because they were like, well, we finished 2. 2 has an ending, a satisfying ending, and we're done with 2. Do we want to continue with it? Well, it's kind of this wrap up of this trilogy. Do we want to continue? Maybe we'll continue. We'll put in this letter from King Mickey, and we don't know what it's going to say yet, but if we want to continue, we can say, oh, this letter said, go meet Master Yensid. There you go. So that's what they did. And they did the same thing with Kingdom Hearts 1, where it's like, oh, we don't want to wrap up the game series. Maybe we want to continue. So we'll have Riku trapped in the thing of darkness with King Mickey. They're sealing it from the other side. So there you go. So the journey is to find King Mickey and Riku. So they continue Chain of Memories in 2. And it's like, oh, that's a journey to find King Mickey and Riku. And blah, blah, blah. Kingdom Hearts 2 at the end, like I said, already has that cliffhanger. It's like, obviously you're going to do some kind of cliffhanger at the end of Kingdom Hearts 3, but it's so blatant. Where it's like, Kyrie's fucking dead. They killed Kyrie. I'm going to go save her. Oh, wait, it's in the DLC is where you save Kyrie? Okay. So you save Kyrie in the DLC, but actually, Sora's dead now. Where's Sora? Nobody knows. Where's Sora's missing? Did he fade at the end right there when everyone was watching them? Or was he gone already and that was just Kyrie, like, having a mental breakdown? Like, what is happening? Explain yourself, Nomura. Instead, we're going to insert this line into the mobile game where it says, stop trying to ask for answers for questions that you don't need the answer to. Just keep reading the fucking story and eventually you'll get it. Ha, fucking loser. Like, it's insulting. The way you write the series is insulting now. You don't give a shit. And it was clear in Kingdom Hearts 3 that you just didn't give a shit anymore about your audience. The only shit that you gave about your audience is, I know these are fan favorite characters. The organization are fan favorite. You know, all these other characters are fan favorite. I'm just going to bring them back from the dead because I know my audience likes them. And that's all I have to do is bring them back from the dead. And I can be like, haha, look, I brought them back from the dead. Everyone loves my game now. Yeah, a lot of fucking stupid people do. People who enjoy writing and characters written with a purpose don't, because you're just shitting all over these characters for no reason, just to bring them back to be fan service. Excited to have another game, but apprehensive due to Kingdom Hearts 3. Yes, exactly. I'm apprehensive due to Kingdom Hearts 3 because I know that Nomura can... Not because I know that Nomura can't write a good story or that I think Nomura's not going to write a good story. I think Nomura has the ability. I think Nomura's written 1 and 2, Chain of Memories. He probably writ 358/2. I'm assuming that's him as well. And... I don't know how much he had to do with everything afterwards, but it's clear to me that in that time where he was trying to develop Final Fantasy XIII, Kingdom Hearts wasn't his focus. He was bored of Kingdom Hearts. And then when he got back on Kingdom Hearts 3, he has an interview where he says, I hate Sora. He says, I am putting my everything into making this game, and I hate Sora. He literally says, I hate Sora. That's because he was fucking bored and he was taken off his dream project and he's fucking bored of the series. He didn't want to develop it anymore. He didn't want to give a satisfying ending to Sora. He didn't fucking care. So that's what I'm worried about is halfway through Nomura developing this dream project of his that he finally gets to do, but in Kingdom Hearts instead, that he's just going to not fucking care anymore. And that all of a sudden the writing's just going to go to shit again. I don't think Kingdom Hearts 4 is going to be written like shit. I think Kingdom Hearts 4 is going to be written well. I think it's going to be written fantastically. I think the characters are going to do stuff that Nomura wants them to do, and the characters are going to be interesting, and they're going to do cool things. I'm worried about everything afterwards. I'm worried about what if Nomura gets a new project? What if Nomura starts focusing on Final Fantasy VII Remake, which has a different story than the original Final Fantasy VII, because Nomura wants to do something interesting with that, because Nomura is actually interested in changing up stuff there. What if Nomura, is more focused on that, and then he ends up fucking shitting on Kingdom Hearts in the side games because he doesn't give a fuck? That's what I'm worried about. Because that's what happened last time. This literally happened. He's a competent writer when he cares. He's not a competent writer when he doesn't give a fuck, when he doesn't like the characters anymore. And that's what happened with Kingdom Hearts 3. He didn't fucking care. So at the end of the day, that's my rant. I'm excited for Kingdom Hearts 4 because I know it will probably be good. The gameplay they got down in Limit Break, Limit Cut, whatever it's called, the gameplay they got down, so the gameplay should be good. The story is so incomprehensible. They tried to re-explain it, recontextualize it. It doesn't help. But I expect that Nomura, he's wanted to have this dream project for years. He's not going to mess it up here in the first step at the very least. I don't think he's going to mess it up at any step, or at least I don't hope, unless he gets interested in something else in the meantime. Which, if that happens, we're going to get the second half of the Kingdom Hearts series up to this point again. And that's what's going to happen. This isn't a prediction. This is probably a guarantee, because this is the kind of person Nomura is. And I'm not saying like I know his ins and outs, but very distinctly you can see Nomura got very heated about getting taken off Final Fantasy 13 Versus, and very angry that he got put back on Kingdom Hearts 3 without getting to do his dream game, which is 13 Versus. So now he's going to do it in Kingdom Hearts 3, and that's what interests him now. If he drops that interest for whatever reason, which I don't think he necessarily will because it's obviously a passion project of his, but if he drops his interest, the series writing is going to drop again because he's just going to want to push it out. He's just going to want to push it out and release a game that he doesn't care about because he just wants to get it done so he can move on to the thing he actually does care about, which is what happened with Kingdom Hearts 3. He's going to immediately kill Sora now because Sora is the face of the series. Nomura said he hated Sora in Kingdom Hearts 3. I feel like that was just a knee-jerk reaction of him just being really angry that he got put back on Kingdom Hearts 3, and because of that, he's like, I hate Sora. I hate that I'm forced onto this project. At the end of the day, Nomura probably loves Sora as his character, but he was just angry because he got forced into Kingdom Hearts 3. Like I said, misunderstood villain is Nomura. I think and I'm saying that like he isn't a real person. He's a real person. So don't like disrespect him or anything like that just because he wrote a bad game. I think he's very competent. I think he designs great characters. I think he writes really well. I think he just has to care about it. And I'm worried about him caring about it this series in the future. So, that's it for me. I'm excited for the future Kingdom Hearts and the future of Final Fantasy VII Remake because it looks like he cared about it from the first game. And people are like, he's doing weird things and Nomura's doing confusing things. It's like, those are people that just don't understand anything about Nomura and how he creates games and stuff. So that Nomura at least seems interested, so it's going to be good. You know what I mean? If Nomura isn't interested, which he could not actually be, and I'm just the wool's being pulled over my eyes. I could see him not actually being interested in him just like throwing garbage at Final Fantasy VII Remake. That was the first part, but it seems like he's interested, so I think it's going to be good. Same part with Kingdom Hearts 4. So gameplay-wise, I'm satisfied that I think that Kingdom Hearts 4 will be good. Story-wise, I think my hunch, here's what I'm saying. If Kingdom Hearts 4 is good, story-wise as well, my hunch is correct. At least at the beginning. And then we'll see. I'll watch with a fine eye Nomura's actions and see what he says. And if he starts to wane a little bit, and I'm like, the next game's going to be shit, and I predict it and it's right, then my theory will be correct. But that's all. That's all I really wanted to say. I've been talking for an extra 20 minutes after Cory left. Listen. I feel like I'm starting to lose my voice. Listen, I love Kingdom Hearts. Excited for the next game. Just hope we can get a good game and story. Yeah. No, I mean, I think Kingdom Hearts 4 for sure. It's my prediction. It's going to be both good gameplay and story wise. It's the rest of the series I'm worried about. Also, I really, really hope Osaka Team nails it with, I don't even know if they're called Osaka Team anymore or what they are, but they were the ones who did Kingdom Hearts 3 and DLC. I hope, because there was rumors that the guy who did the Kingdom Hearts 2 combat, who worked on Dissidia for a while and did Final Fantasy VII Remakes combat and stuff, there's rumors that he worked with them on the DLC for Kingdom Hearts 3, and that's why it was so good. I either hope that A is correct and he's working with them on Kingdom Hearts 4 and the rest of the series again, or B, that that's not correct and Osaka just got it together. Because I would really be satisfied if Osaka just got it together. But if he's there working with them on Kingdom Hearts 4, great. Like, he's fantastic. He's a wonderful guy. And by that, I mean he's wonderful at making combat systems. So I'll be very excited if he's on the team. But we'll see. I gotta go. My voice is starting to go. I can tell. This has been Kingdom Hearts talk, mostly supposed to be about Kingdom Hearts 4. But we went off on a little tangents, and you can at least see a little hint of how I feel about the Kingdom Hearts series, as we'll be discussing it further. Next time we talk about the series, though, it'll be about Kingdom Hearts 1. Me and Cory's reactions to our replays of it. Because I'm going to replay it. I'm going to try to take my time with it, unlike when last time I replayed it on stream, where I was just very angry. I'm going to take my time with it. I might do the super bosses, I might not, because the combat in Kingdom Hearts 1 is But I'll be replaying that next time we talk about Kingdom Hearts, so it'll be about that. Next time we do a podcast, I don't know what it would be about, but it's probably not going to be Kingdom Hearts 1. We're probably going to actually talk about something else. So we'll see when we get to the podcast stuff. So anyway, thank you for watching. Ruclu, Orochi. Thank you guys for being here. I'm not sure if other people are here, but thank you. And that's pretty much it for me. Thank you, everyone. Have a good night. Bye-bye.